Oh,
So,
good times.
GM, you promise after this, it's scientific discovery and exploration for a while, right?
It will begin to go in that direction, correct?
Okay, good.
I
I'll
sounded like
promised
a
take
nothing.
one of this.
Hey, anyone have any housekeeping points they need?
Well, I am going to be playing the person that I play always, and I'm playing Sarah Mitchell, and it's going to be a fun time.
Is it?
Yeah, truly, maybe not. I'm not sure.
That depends entirely on you, Buford. And just know that if it isn't a fun time, you will be burned in effigy.
Oh, jeez.
You've never
Better
threatened
people
to
than
burn
you
me.
have tried and failed.
So people have tried to burn you, and it's not a hard thing to do. How did they fail?
You underestimate the competency of the people I work
together with some straw.
I think this is an overestimation of the competency of the people you work with.
with. Yeah, fair.
Right.
Alright, well, unlike our usual Sundays, we're going to start early.
Oh my
Because
god.
everyone shows
Come
up for
on.
me.
Listen, I would have shown up early the last 2 weeks before, but I had prior engagements and I couldn't do it. You'll be happy to know that I have no
I'm saying.
have no more procedures in the next few weeks.
No, it's okay, I know, I understand. You need a hug?
I'm still kind of reeling from that fucking deep cut you just got to. People show up for me. Whatever.
Oh,
I show up for you.
yeah, we all show up for you.
Next week, 2 people come.
I will be one of them.
I'll beat the other.
I'm
Alright.
always
You
here.
get started.
I wait.
Someone want to remind me where we left off? It was Oh right,
just
Vanguard.
gotten the evidence and Edwards. We'd taken over our ship, and we were about to fly back to Deep Space Fortitude.
Indeed, we will. So, everyone ready?
Recording, right?
Well, dude, I've been recording for a while. You think I just do it to you? No. I don't remember when I clicked that button. So last week, a number of things happened to the crew of the USS Guan. We managed to get our ship back. We managed to get the captain. Somebody was not as lucky, and that'll all be addressed in the future. But it's a long road home. You've got the Klingon ship in tow. While it can fly under its own power, you could send a team over there, but Kestra has not told me what her plans are yet.
I would send a skeleton crew over there to operate the ship and bring it with us.
Okay. So, the ship has got a skeleton crew and is kind of just bopping alongside you.
I do have a thing I would like to do now that we're on our way.
Do you want to do it in the first few hours of leaving, or in
Yes.
the first week? Okay.
In the first few hours leaving, I want to take a thorough, intensive medical exam of Captain's whole mind control rig dealio, so that I know exactly how to remove it.
Almost like I knew you would say those words. The two of your favorite people are lying on biobeds 1 and 2. Each of them has a security field around them.
Okay. Kestra is right beside the captain and going with a deep scan using the biobed's medical sensors, and is going to find out what's going on with the mind control rig.
Well, that's going to be a nice, easy insight medicine. Difficulty 3, assisted by the ship. Lieutenant
Okey-dokey.
Mitchell, you want to take care of the ship for me?
Yeah, sure.
I'll spend a threat to get a dice.
Speaking of threat, it is a 2-threat game.
And neurology as a focus.
I'll grant that. Brain's definitely involved somewhere.
Computer's medicine for the role.
You are definitely using computer's medicine.
Oh dear. Oh no.
Okay. Well, we have a success on the board. Kestra, while you're attempting to get these scans, your hands are shaking. You're not at your best.
No, I am not. No. But if I stop right now, it will be very bad.
Yes. Anytime you try to work on these devices, that complication is going to come into play.
Uh-huh.
So, these are far more ingrained than the neural bomb
So
that you
that's
had.
one momentum for us,
Oh,
by
yes,
the way.
you can definitely have that. So, these are far more ingrained than the neural bomb from the Lormian minister. You actually don't detect any explosive, which is nice. However, it's entwined into a number of systems. This is not going to be something you can grab a scalpel, scrape out, and beam off the ship.
Right, understood. I'd like to spin that momentum for an obtain information spend.
Mhm.
And I would like to know if there is a way to deactivate it without removing it.
Yeah, they installed a nice little off switch for you to click, section
Yeah.
just under the ear.
Any device that is operating at this
Yep.
level of complexity has to have a way to power it, and therefore a way to turn it off.
Yep. You could find a way to turn it off. You see a number of options, but you're not an engineer. You're worried about what the negative effects of that might be. You don't know from this scan exactly what's going on, what it's controlling. Part of the computer is telling you it's controlling cardiovascular systems. Shut that off. Yeah.
Not good. So, if it's this entwined, it's got to have access to the temporal lobe, it's got to have access to the cerebral cortex, it's got to have access to the amygdala and hippocampus, and it's got to have access to the brainstem. Which means that
I
trying to
refuse to
remove
believe
it...
you weren't just naming random ass bits of the brain you know about.
No, frontal lobe is higher thought process, cerebral cortex is decision making, amygdala is hormonal and fear responses, hippocampus is the memory center, and the brainstem controls the central nervous system and heartbeat, lungs, that kind of thing.
I believe you mean autonomic functions?
Yes.
Hester, I'm studying some threat. You're hit with a wave of fear.
Is it mine?
No. It's coming from at least Biobed 1. I can't speak for what Nishizumi is feeling.
I close my eyes and put a hand on Edward's arm, and just go, it's all right. You're safe now. But it's in his head.
So when you make contact, you get a bit more. You're getting like a roulette of emotions. Fear followed by a small amount of like contentment, followed by extreme sadness. And it's just going in circles on that.
It's not your fault. And she pulls away and she puts down her data pad on the table beside the bed, turns to Nishizumi, reaches out to her mentally and just, same message. We're going to do everything we can. You're safe now. We're going to figure out how to undo whatever this is.
Nishizumi,
What's up?
so you remember everything she did while not in your control.
Okay.
Fortunately for you, you didn't, frag a crewmate. So I don't know what she's feeling right now. You don't have control of your body. You're currently unconscious, and your subconscious is taken over.
Okay, so she's currently unconscious.
Yeah, but Kestra's empathic abilities is picking up whatever's going through her mind, so I'm giving you a chance.
Telling her what she will feel.
Yeah.
Okay. She would feel probably anger, like probably raging anger to the people who did this to her.
Yeah, I just
Um,
we got them, Nishizumi. They won't be hurting anyone else anymore.
well, I don't believe she can hear you.
No, but it's not just words when she's talking mentally. It's also emotions, impressions. It's deeper than verbal communication. She's just trying to reassure her, even in unconsciousness. But at that point, she would pull away and walk over to Saral and just be like, "Oh, this is going to be very difficult."
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, Commander. The device is quite ingrained.
I mean, firstly, it's a marvel of medical engineering. I've never seen anything like it. The installation process alone must have been the kind of medical technology they're talking about here. This could revolutionize the way we do surgeries. But to come at a cost like this.
Seems a small price to pay to save as many as you're indicating, Doctor.
That line of reasoning has been used to justify atrocities.
Then perhaps we should focus on saving them instead of reveling in the technology.
Not so much reveling as understanding that if the installation process was that intricate and that advanced, the extrication process is going to be infinitely more complex.
I will do my best to find a way for you.
Thank you, Sorrel. I appreciate it. I need to sleep. And I'm terrified of what that's going to do to me. But I need to sleep, so keep an eye on them, keep them sedated. I'll be back in the morning, maybe with some new ideas. And she's gonna leave to go to bed. Because I don't think she's been to bed in any real fashion for about 2 weeks.
You're probably right
Like,
about
she
that.
rested, but she never slept.
As you head up to your quarters,
Uh-huh.
you walk into your room. and
I
see.
feel like the order of
you get-
operations on that was a little screwy.
What'd you do? And you see a similar, familiar haircut from the back of that chair. And sorry, Jack, what you complaining about?
Well, it's just that you sort of implied she got to her room before she got to her quarters.
I'm
Everything's
fairly
fine.
certain the plasma manifolds need cleaning. And I want
I
my
don't-
captain
I'll
back.
delegate that shit.
Acts like, yeah, your grammar's just not good, GM. I don't know what you're putting the cart before the horse. Jeez.
That's fair. I mean to our GM all the time. I can take it.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Kestra, you walk into your room and see the back of a familiar head.
I think Kestra walks over, just leans in, gives her a kiss on the top of the head, then walks over to the replicator and is just like, chamomile tea, hot, extra sweet, please. And she just leans her head against the replicator itself.
Yep.
Sarah,
You get exactly what you ordered.
Thank God.
nice.
She starts drinking her tea, but like hasn't let her forehead leave the replicator yet.
Sarah's head is just bowed over. Hands are in her face. Just soft sort of sniffles up as she breathes out all the... I think Kestra would definitely feel, especially because you guys are so close, Kestra definitely feels Sarah's, the weight on her shoulders, the grief that's sort of filling in all of the gaps in her normal emotions. I don't... She sort of picks her head up and says, I don't know. I don't know if I can. So tired.
Sarah,
You know, I just... I was on the ship. I could have... See, and I know part of me is saying that I couldn't have done anything. And things are meant to happen. That happened.
she took it from me. There was a grenade, and she dove on top of it. Would have killed me.
I came here because I don't know. Just need to not be alone, I think.
Me too. And I also need to sleep. Very badly.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna be awake. I have a tea too. I haven't turned around yet, but if that's like a snake or something, there's something bad's gonna happen, and I don't know if you're gonna survive. I slowly turn around and look at the replicator.
It's just another tea.
Oh, thank God.
I get the tea and I bring it over to the table and I grab one of those blue chairs twist it around, and kind of like sidle it up next to Sarah's chair and do that thing where like I just lean over and my head hits her shoulder and she's out.
God. Okay.
She's out instantly.
Sarah will. I mean, if she's out, Sarah's definitely going to try to carry her to bed.
Okay.
It's
'cause
not
you
hard to do.
let's just go with a nice fitness con difficulty 1, just so you don't trip over the
Hey,
carpet.
that's not bad.
God, I'm hoping there's a complication. I know it's mean, but that would be hilarious.
It's a diff 1.
Diff 1. Sit. Nice, easy.
Yeah, take a threat. Evasive is a focus.
So what?
Evasive?
I'll allow it. I like it.
Yeah.
What as a focus?
Evasive.
Wow.
Because we
Too
didn't
momentum.
write maneuvers.
I will say this. I will say this. I think it does strike Sarah at that point that Kestra is actually very small. She's barely over 100 pounds. And looks more tired and weaker than she's ever looked.
Yeah. Sarah will put her down and just sort of sit back in her chair, sipping her tea. I think that's it.
Yep, okay. Before we move on, Kestra,
Uh-huh.
you really didn't think you'd go to sleep, did you?
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh.
Your dreams are, well, for the first bit, you have no dreams because you're just dead to the world. You have one reoccurring, incredibly lucid moment. Standing there in that room, staring at yourself. You hold up a grenade. You hit the button and you throw it at you. And you feel complete and utter fear. And as Ensign Reese dives onto the grenade in front of you, you feel the smallest amount of contentment, followed by extreme sadness. And then you wake up in the morning.
I honestly can say that one thing that Kestra's a little proud of, but in herself that she would never tell anyone, was that her first reaction to seeing that there was absolutely zero thought of, oh, thank God I'm going to be okay. That never entered her brain. And then afterwards, when she realized that it hadn't, she felt good and bad at the same time, because that shouldn't have been a consideration in the first place.
All right.
But
Well,
that is the human reaction to seeing that happen.
do we have anything else we want to do in the first 24 hours after leaving Vanguard?
Nothing of import. Just food, bed.
Food and bed. That's fair. Taking a momentum for changing scenes.
Or you could just let us keep it.
I could do that. You're right. So up on the bridge.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, Muriel. Let's get rid of you.
God. God.
I didn't reorganize my character tokens. We
Yay.
need a Klingon. Rokel.
What's up?
So your ship is traveling alongside the Guan Yu. You're more than welcome to be over here where all the fun is. So would you be like going back and forth between the two, hanging out, being a dude?
Yeah, I think he will just go back and forth a little bit.
So you've been traveling for about a week. Actually, where's Sarah? Here's Sarah. I'm gonna put Kestra in her office. Sarah's kind of rocking the helm, and Rokel walks in. Lieutenant Dune turns to you and just kind of gives you a curt nod.
He just kind of just looks at him and just kind of gives him like a acknowledging look.
Ensign Woodyard, you see your favorite Klingon walk onto the bridge. It's been a couple days since you've seen him.
I mean, he's, I think probably the only Klingon that I know. So, not only by default because he's a smashing Klingon, but I think that he is definitely my favorite Klingon.
He just sees Woodyard and he just kind of like does a little bit of a face palm.
Woodyard just does a flurry of, sensory, buttons, presses a bunch of sensory buttons, looks back at, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just looks back at Rokel and acknowledges his presence and gives him a very grave nod of the head, and then goes back to his sensory calibrations.
Lieutenant Mitchell will look over to Ensign Woodyard and say, Ensign, have we been conducting regular scans?
We have, Captain. Nothing to report as of right now. I'm just running a quick diagnostic of the sensory grid. I want to make sure that we get up to 99.8% efficiency before we get back to.
All right. In that case, give me a control science difficulty 1.
I need to go for a second.
Okay. I didn't have plans for you at all.
Control science.
Control science.
Can I use sensor operations as a focus?
Yes.
Okay.
I assist with a command.
Yeah.
I
You
ain't
did.
bad.
Excellent. Welcome back.
There was an explosion. I'm still not sure what it was, but I'm okay.
Oh my God.
Did it sound like this?
Nope. Shook my house and I felt it in my chest, but I'm not sure what it was.
Well,
Oh, that's not good.
Well,
We're under
geez.
attack.
I can't believe that I only got one success, but I got a success.
I mean, if you're under attack, I won't go in and save you.
He'll arrest you if you do anything wrong during the attack.
Presence command?
wow, we're under attack. That's not my
Yeah.
department.
Yeah, presence command.
Yeah, I don't have a focus.
Nope.
There.
2 successes, 1 float. So yeah, you've been poring over the sensors for the last week, just keeping yourself busy. Everything's running at 98% efficiency, and you're just hell-bent on getting that last 1%. Basically, I'm letting you build some momentum. You are the science officer, and no, you weren't assisted by the ship sensors, so I'm not giving you obtain information on the easy task. However, while you're sitting there beeping and bopping along, you receive an emergency distress call.
Can I see who it's from, or do I have to...
No, it's just a broad frequency send out in all directions. audio only.
Captain, we've got an emergency distress call. Audio only.
Okay. Put it on. Open a channel.
Opening.
Again, it's a one-way
Sorry.
raw
Right.
distress.
Sorry.
That you could just play it.
Let's hear it.
Playing.
Mayday, Mayday. This is the Aurora's Veil. We are caught in the tail of a comet and are experiencing severe turbulence. Life support is offline and we have lost control. I have given the order to abandon ship. We require immediate assistance. Anyone who can hear this transmission, please respond. And that's on loop.
It's on loop.
Can I tell
I
I'm
you
sorry.
that?
The ship's the ship name was. I'm sorry. Let me pull up a notepad.
Aurora's Veil. I just put the entire message in the group chat.
Got it.
Okay. Computer yellow alert. So can we determine the source of the distress signal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me control science difficulty 2. We lost our Ishizumi. Welcome back. Control science difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensors science.
Oh, boo, boo.
Is the difficulty reduced for advanced sensor suites?
I believe it would be. Yes,
Not my
it is
focus, I
reduced
can't
by
believe it did
1.
that.
So it is now
But,
difficulty 1.
But hold on, I'm sorry. I know I can. It says if I succeed for the task, I know that I can re-roll 1d20. So let me
Do you
re-roll
spend momentum or
1d20.
anything?
No, it's just whenever you attempt a task assisted by the ship's computers or sensors, you may re-roll 1d20.
Go ahead and do that.
Because if you don't get at least something, then the ship can't help.
Then I can't assist.
Yeesh. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. It's just an unknown number of people waiting to be saved by you.
Oh my
No
god!
pressure.
You're kidding me!
Oh my goodness.
You're
Could we
kidding me!
can we succeed at cost? Gee,
Absolutely, it's just finding a direction.
Womp,
So yeah.
womp.
Considering
know.
they gave it's a broadband thing, and it also told you what you're looking for. So, sending your scanners outward in the that way general direction, you get the telltale signs of comet.
Of a comet.
Well, yeah, in the direction that the
I-
distress call was originating from.
I did not hear that. How far away is it?
You're looking at about a day at maximum warp.
Oh boy. Captain,
Um,
Can I walk
So-
onto the bridge at this point?
You can walk on the bridge whenever you want.
Yeah, because I think I heard a yellow alert order
You
being
did.
given. Report.
Captain, the comet's about a day away at maximum warp.
Clement, what?
If we're gonna,
Hagen, we
Would you-
received a distress signal.
We received a distress signal, and I go towards my desk, my chair. Where from? What's going on?
It was from there's a ship called the Aurora's Veil. Apparently, they are caught in the tail of a comet and are experiencing severe turbulence. They have given an abandoned ship order. We should go immediately.
I agree. Lieutenant, set course maximum warp. Ensign, would you try scanning as we approach? See if you can find anything further out.
Aye, Captain.
Sarah Mitchell, control con, difficulty 0. I think you're capable of pointing the ship and hitting a button.
Cool. Could I increase the
Shenanigans?
difficulty by adding coming at it from an angle in which we are not affected by the comet's tail?
Yes. Difficulty 1.
Take a threat, please. And
Commander-
then
I'm
3.
sorry, go ahead.
And then, I don't have helm ops, do I?
No.
That's unfortunate. I don't have.
However, you've made a roll that makes an activation for this mission.
Okay. Well, helm ops is going to be the focus. If I could do that.
Yep. Rokel?
Yeah, Raquel will ask crewman Grisk where's the. I'll just talk to Grisk. Excuse me, crew. He's trying to look for a rank. He has no idea of his rank.
Oh.
But do you know where the tactical systems is?
Right over there, sir.
All right, thank you. He'll head over to the tactical station.
Can I do a shenanigans?
One.
I believe you're claiming plasma injectors.
Ship's assist?
Yeah, but what I want to do does not require me stopping doing that.
Yeah, give me a second, Jack. Go ahead and ship assist, and then yes, what are your shenanigans?
Sersha would like to tap into a one of the side video screens remotely through the ship's computer. Tap into one of the stations on the bridge that isn't occupied to pull up a view screen to see what's going on, why the ship's on red alert, why we're going to warp.
Yeah, you tap in and you see a number of people. You're on this screen back here, so you get a full layout of the bridge. You see Rokel walk in front of you. You see Kestra sitting down. You see Mitchell apparently dancing across the Elcars. And you hear that glorious noise as everyone is mucking about.
Okay, well,
And
she's just gonna listen in while she goes about doing chief engineer things so she can figure out what's going on before someone deigns to tell her.
She
Even
will
yellow alert was
actually,
muted, she
at that
probably-
point,
Just
good
get
point.
himself familiar with the
Kestra will tap her badge and say,
lasers.
Lieutenant Commander Kelly,
Right here, Kestra.
I need
You
you
hear
to
that
be
come from
prepared to
behind you.
send- Turn around.
Wave.
Right. I need you to be prepared to send repair teams over to a ship in distress. We received a distress call.
Copy that. I'll pull the repair teams together.
And then she taps her comm badge again. This is Commander Kestra Hagen to Lieutenant Sorrell? Or is it Ensign Sorrell?
Ensign's roll.
Ensign Sorrell?
Commander?
I need you to put together a medical team to provide medical care to survivors of an apparent ship in distress situation.
I'm on it, Captain.
Commander, I do not have any command on board this ship, but however, I can assist in security matters if you would wish for me to assist.
Thank you, so Rokel, it's very appreciated. Put together a security team just in case.
Lieutenant Mitchell actually spins around in her seat. Commander, I had a thought.
Yes.
I could actually use Rokel and Ensign Woodyard's help. I want to go over the scans of the tail of the comet and begin to strengthen our shields against the possible effects, just in case we need to go in ourselves.
Fantastic idea. Rokel, Woodyard, you're with Mitchell. Figure that out.
Aye, sir.
Ensign Woodyard, I guess it'd actually be Lieutenant Dune, but I'm going to say Woodyard because you're there. Woodyard, you're receiving a hail from the IKS Norg, or whatever the hell we named it, that you just abandoned.
Oh shit!
Quickly, Captain.
Forgot about that ship.
Yeah, Captain, we're
Okay,
receiving a
I
hail
would have
from the
sent
North.
Can I have sent a message? Hold where you are. We're going to save a ship in distress. We'll come back to find you. Just stay where you are.
Wouldn't it make more sense to keep going? Okay, we will hold here.
Actually, yeah, because we can catch up to you because you're limited to warp 5.
Yeah, like warp 5, and we can cloak if needed. We'll just keep on this route, Captain.
Understood.
Alright, let's see. We lost Strasser. You're over there.
Oh no, Ensign Strasser.
What will we do without our communications officer?
Yeah, God.
Who's gonna
Okay.
pick up the space telephone?
Alright. So you guys have Kelly down in engineering. You were told we're heading at maximum warp. What are you gonna do?
Well, first things first, she's going to do what she was ordered to do and pull together some repair crews.
Yep, consider that done. Repair crews are preparing. They've got 24 hours to do so.
Right, second, she's going to give a look over the engines, make sure they're functioning at
The
good
repair crews
efficiency for
before
the
this-
warp
the other
core
ship.
for the warp speed we're going to be maintaining.
Alright, give me control engineering, difficulty 3.
Control engineering, difficulty 3. I will give you a threat for bold. Do I have any relevant focuses for this?
No. Can't hack your way out of this one.
You really need to
Unfortunate.
give yourself some engineering style focuses, because all of them are currently really espionage focused.
Look. I'd plan to, but first I'm going to give the Guan Yu her point defense weapons. Alright, so, here we go.
When are we gonna be given this?
I appeared in engineering for a split second, like a break in reality.
Yep. Okay, 3 successes. Yeah, so on top of, preparing the engineering teams, you work diligently keeping the engines running as best you can. You keep pretty much everyone working non-stop and actually shave a good 4 hours off your approach time.
Nice.
Always on my engineering noises. Okay, the GM just left, so Rokel and Woodyard can run with that plan. Down in the science lab.
Okay.
They said the 3 of you were going to work together on scanning and coming up with a strategy.
I plan to strengthen the shields against the comet, correct?
Oh, he's back.
Welcome back.
So while you were gone, Kelly's working diligently for 24 hours and manages to squeeze 4 hours off your approach time.
Sweet.
4 hours, which she
Emergency
plans to
gets
spend sleeping.
You don't get that time back. You.
I was joking.
In fact, you get less time
That
for
was a
sleep.
weird thing to say. Use
Okay.
the save time to sleep.
Look, man, if I can't save up time, how does that shit work? Why do I
That's
have
what
this
coffee
card
is
for the
for.
time bank?
Coffee is borrowing time from the future.
I have to get shaved off the future for how much I drink it. Lieutenant Mitchell will say, okay. Just sort of rubberize things first. Winston Woodyard, I want to know everything that I need to know about that comet. Its composition, its mass, whether or not the tail has debris in it, which I'm going to need to fly through, those things. Once you get that information, feed that to the Rokel. Rokel will then work on the shield harmonics. I will be here to assist if you need.
Yes, Lieutenant. He's extremely businesslike. You notice.
Business.
Which may be a little bit of a difference.
Titan? Can I call you that?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Sort of gets close to you. I have to tell you that I've had a really bad couple of days. So as much as I appreciate your formality, I would love to just have someone who I can talk with while I work. While you work as well. That's something that you can manage.
Of course, Lieutenant.
Good.
Sarah?
Okay. Well, we can stick with Lieutenant Mitchell, but
My name's not a question.
That name was definitely a question.
Yeah, it was definitely a question. It was it was like,
Sarah?
am I making headway? I'm not making headway. All right, I'll just
Lieutenant Mitchell will smile at you and sort of chuckle and say, "Yeah, get to work on that common analysis." Actually, before you do that, if you could pull up any records that we have on the Aurora's Veil, ship composition, ship type, quality, and crew allotment, that would be great.
Definitely
Hi,
sounds like a job for a security
Lieutenant.
officer.
I said all of that to Rokel.
Oh, sorry. I was still thinking you were still talking to him.
Oh, I was. I just changed afterwards.
Oh.
Sorry.
A voice in his head said something about something.
Rokel, I'm going to be giving you. I suppose I usually need to ask for permission, but screw that. You're going to have a lieutenant's access to our systems for the use specifically of looking through our computer databanks to figure out everything that you need to know about the Aurora's Veil. That's something that you can handle?
Yeah, I can handle that.
I think Soak is a higher rank than Lieutenant.
Yeah,
isn't it?
he.
Oh,
is
Lieutenant
a
Mitchell is fully
commander.
aware of that.
He's a lieutenant commander. But with all due respect, Lieutenant, if I'm not too familiar with Starfleet ranks, but I'm pretty certain my rank is equivalent to something higher than that. But
Rokel,
I'll
did you
stick
have
with
another
what
thing
you
in
got.
mind?
I will stick with what I have, but just to let you know.
Lieutenant Mitchell smiles. All right. And she will walk away.
So, over the 20 hours, thanks, Kelly, Rokel, for your research into the Aurora's Veil, give me an Insight Security, difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's computer security.
Okay. Tactical systems is focus. Starship tactical
No.
systems. Criminal investigation. No.
I'll allow the criminal investigation one. You'll lean heavily on that background you have to pull up information on a ship. That makes sense.
Okay. All right then. So what was the difficulty again?
Difficulty 3.
3. Okay. Okay. I will go ahead and give you 1 threat for 3 dice and activate the bold. Will I be getting an assist?
You are assisted by the ship's computer security.
Okay. So I'll go ahead and roll.
Yes, we
Okay,
will
I'm
take care of
going
the
to
ship for
re-roll
me.
that 20.
Absolutely.
Sure. What am I rolling on the ship?
Computer security.
Computers security.
Rokel coming in strong. He's been hunting these types of ships for years.
And that has a focus.
Oh, ships always have a focus.
I'm just rolling 1 dice, correct?
1 die. It's the last time you assisted anybody. Alright.
Literally last week.
Kester's the lead, damn it. Okay, we've got 6 successes on the board, difficulty 3. So we're sitting on 3 float. You have learned that the Aurora's Veil is an Orion interceptor.
An Orion interceptor.
Yes.
Raquel is not. Okay, Raquel will then let everyone. But
Yeah,
I'm
you've
sorry,
got to
what's up?
obtain information.
Okay. Is it very well? Did it? Was it disabled from any weapons fire or anything like that?
You're not scanning, you're searching historical records and computer files and news reports and whatever else you can pull that are linked to that name.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
Alright.
think general information that we might need in a rescue
Alright.
operation.
Right. All right. Was what kind of cargo would this ship have? Because there might be some that might.
Yeah, so normally an interceptor wouldn't be hauling much cargo. It's an attack-style vessel. However, the Aurora's Veil is registered as a transport scavenger and has been heavily modified. Its cargo manifests of a bunch are listed, and it seems to be normal stuff across the board. They've hauled livestock, they've hauled a number of things.
Okay.
Which is exactly what you would put on your manifest if you were transporting something very illegal.
Yeah.
Illegal
To be
livestock.
fair, though, it is also
Yeah.
exactly what you would put on your manifest if that's what you were hauling.
Raquel's very suspicious about this.
You've got any other generalized questions you would like to ask?
Where was the ship heading?
You do not have that information. You would have to contact whatever base it left from to get its flight plan.
Oh, okay.
I will let you know because I told you it was interceptor, so that makes it slightly smaller than the Guan Yu, and you know it's been modified that it's more of a transport than a fighter.
Okay.
Crew complement?
Crew complement is a question he could ask, yes.
Oh yeah. Crew. What's the complement of the crew?
The complement of the crew is normally 20 to 30. Records indicate this one usually crews about 20. With its captain being a female Orion named Durala Nasal.
Okay. Well, that's lovely then. So we'll have to get some kind of I'm not sure what it's called, but doesn't Starfleet have some kind of some kind of hyperspray thing to use to protect people from the effects of Orions?
Orions are just green people.
Right.
They have
Orion women
pheromones that they
specifically.
execute.
Oh, right, I forgot about the
Yeah,
pheromones.
right. That's kind of what I mean.
There is a medicine that inhibits Orion pheromones. They discovered it on the original series, the original Enterprise.
Raquel,
Go,
take a
go
point
ahead.
of determination for spouting lore I was unaware of.
Okay, thank you.
That does not apply to Jack, ever.
Thank you very much.
Add Jack noises.
Right, you've got one more float. Do you want to add it to the pool, or do you want to ask any more questions?
Trying to think. Let's see. We figure out what kind of ship it is. We kind of figure out the crew complements.
Feel free to ask around the room. You're working with Woodyard and Mitchell.
Should we? What do you guys think about what kind of questions we should?
Hull
ask?
composition.
He already asked
Hull
that.
composition. Yeah.
Hull
Shield
composition.
frequencies.
Hull?
Shield frequency.
Well, wouldn't the hull and shield composition and the shields and stuff would be kind of with the general information of the ship? If
I think we know the class of the ship and what's typically found on that. Since this one is heavily modified, we don't know exactly that information. I feel like we could certainly try to ask if we have those records on file, but
Aftermarket modifications like that and a bureaucracy like the Federation, you would definitely have to register them.
well, I suppose we can look into the ship registry list, but I don't believe the Federation will have anything like that on there.
Well, it depends. I'm gonna allow it. This one seems pretty above board. The modifications include a lot of power has been pumped away from the weapon and defensive systems into communications and computers.
So, okay, what kind of computers?
It's just like they still obviously have defensive capabilities, but they've stripped it down to the bare bones and put it into various other systems like communications and computers.
Okay. Okay.
So they're not some kind of
So they basically converted it from a warship into a
right.
to a
That's what I was
civilian
gonna say.
vessel, pretty much. All right.
Yes.
Sounds like it.
All right then. I will go ahead and let everyone else know of that information. I found some information on the ship. It appears, it appears this ship is an Orion vessel. Specifically, it is a interceptor, but it's a heavily modified into basically a civilian freighter.
Okay.
Okay,
It's good to know. At least we're walking into an ambush.
Well, Ensign Woodyard,
Yes,
I believe you were researching a comet.
I was just about to ask about that actually just now.
Right. Excellent. Well, researching a comet at this distance in an area of space that is basically uncharted, gonna need to give me, let's go with Reason Science, difficulty 4. You are assisted by the ship. His character sheet is off the screen.
And I have learned, especially with the difficulty 4, to not pass up the opportunity to spend momentum. So I'm going to spend 3 momentum for 2 extra die. I'm going to assume either astrophysics might possibly give me a focus.
You're being assisted by the ship's sensors or computers science. So if you go with the sensors, you can go with sensor operations.
Oh, sensor operations. How about that?
And using sensors reduces difficulty by 1 to 3, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And hold on. I just want to make sure that I have. Okay. So I can re-roll that if I need to, and okay, rolling. Sorry.
Oh God, that's such a good
Great.
roll. I love being on this side of the table where we can just roll like bananas.
I know. I'm gonna actually. I'm gonna re-roll that third. No, should I re-roll? No, it's a 1 success. I
No,
don't
go
want to
ahead.
re-roll it.
Nah, keep it. Keep it.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Let's do
You
this.
could fill the entire momentum pool.
No.
Nah,
Risk it for the biscuit.
Oh,
That's a trap.
I'm gonna see if the ship
I already rolled the
fails its
ship.
roll. Did you?
nope.
Oh, there you go.
We still need people to roll the ship.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so,
yeah. We still need to roll the ship. So once we do that,
Kestrel, grab the ship for me. Sensors,
Yeah,
computer.
sure.
Sorry, sensor science.
Sensors science. Ooh, we're good at that.
Yeah, it's not a roll that we do very often, unfortunately.
Alright.
Because we haven't had a captain telling people to scan. Alright, 7 successes on the board and difficulty 3, so that means 4 float.
Oh, also the difficulty goes down by 1.
Yeah, I already did
That's
that.
Yeah, that's the difficulty 3.
Okie doke.
Apparently I can't type anymore. Cool, I'll type in this one. I'm not picky. Okay, so at this range, it takes a good 6 or 7 hours to start getting and compiling data you can work with, but you've got 20 hours to work with. Your sensors are indicating the classic water composition you'd expect in a comet's tail, a number of smaller objects, the various rocks that break off and get caught in it, iron, rock, all that stuff, but the big ticket item that you're kind of surprised to see is gallicite.
okay.
Where have we... That sounds familiar.
It
It
should
does. It
sound
sounds
familiar.
incredibly familiar, and I don't know what it is. So, do I? I'll spend the bonus momentum that I get from being the science officer on the obtain information.
So, yeah.
So, to ask what is Galasite? Please tell
Galasite.
me.
An essential component in the construction of warp engine components, such as dilithium chambers and plasma injectors. Galasite is considered to be one of the rarest minerals in the galaxy and is typically found in small quantities in certain star systems. Its scarcity makes it a valuable commodity and is often traded on the interstellar market for a high price.
Oh,
How
so
much
these men-
Galasite are we looking at?
A lot more than you would normally expect.
Oh wow. Okay. So there's a high concentration. So here's my other question. I'm going to spend one momentum for this, for
Yep.
another obtain information. Does Galasite, in its pure, unrefined form, ever interfere with ship systems? And
In
if it's not a second question, how or which ones?
Yes, it does, and that is a combined question. I'll allow it. Generally, Galasite particulates and the surface of it interferes with any sensor-related tomfoolery, which is why it's so rare. It's hard to scan for. It just kind
Got
of
it.
reflects everything back at you, and you don't get to use it.
Getting down to some foolery with my friend Tom.
Damn you, Tom! You keep your
Some
foolery
more,
at bay.
Galasite can also be used to refit
Listen,
the
you're gonna let us shenan
the
once,
Intrepid
we're
class.
damn sure gonna shenan again.
Okay. Well, there's a large concentration of Galasite. That in itself makes this a very interesting comment. You know, I think that they were probably looking for this for a cool score, but they got caught in the tail of it because it interrupts with sensors. So they probably couldn't get out of it once they got into the situation. We should definitely be careful when we approach.
Good call. GM, can I ask a question really quick? And you let me know
Yeah.
if you have to charge me for it or not.
Yep.
Do we learn the information about the comet's tail that we were originally asking for?
Yes, I actually did state it's basically
Sorry.
showing up as a normal comet's tail with the water particulates you'd expect, large floating objects kind of stuck in its drag.
Would we be able to do use 2 of our floating momentum for an advantage then?
Yes. Create
I would like
advantage.
to build an advantage that makes. Ooh.
Navigation.
Yeah, so I would like to be able to easily navigate the tail. Pretty much, I would like to build an advantage that would reduce difficulty of flight checks.
Yes.
Inside the state.
Due to the nature of the rocks being towed along it, you guys are going to spend the next 20 hours studying and planning. You can't possibly predict everything, but I will create that advantage.
And then
Yeah,
by my
Dallas
count, we
Tiger.
have 2 momentum left, correct?
Yes.
There's one more advantage.
Actually, I think create advantage is worth 2 momentum.
I believe so. We have 1 float and the one that we have.
Oh, you're counting the one in the pool. Okay.
And let me know if everybody's okay with this. Build another advantage to add resistance to our shields whilst in the tail of the comet. We know the composition of the fragments in there, probably mostly ice and other water particulates. Knowing the composition of the comet's tail, we can strengthen our shields and go to a frequency that better omits those particulates.
Okay. That's going to... Go ahead.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, I was just going to add, what if we also added, because we know the comet itself is pretty much made of Galasite, added Galasite particulates to that screening process, so that way our sensors are at least a little bit better.
Yeah, I think. I'm pretty sure. Well, this is me putting my GM hat on for a second. I feel like we're going to be able to get one or the other of those effects. I don't believe we'll be able to get both.
You'd be
Is
correct.
that fair to say, Kyle?
Yeah.
So I'll leave it up to the commander then.
So yeah. So you guys have all your information. Just hold out there, Kestra. And you go to take it to report to Kestra. Here we are. Haven't seen this room in a while. Lieutenant Mitchell, as you walk in, you see Kestra asleep in her chair. As you walk in, she gets startled awake.
What? Yes?
Kestra, you've been
Kendra,
having the same reoccurring dream. This time, you weren't the one standing there. It was Kelly. You've seen Kelly, you've seen Nishizumi, you've seen a number of people you don't recognize, and each time Reese jumps on the grenade, you get that small amount of contentment followed by the extreme sadness. Anyway, Mitchell's here to see you.
She looks worse. Just so you know.
GM, would I be able to see this?
Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna... You know what? Give me Insight Con, difficulty 0.
Ooh. Con difficulty 0. Cool. Cool. Combat maneuvers?
No!
Okay, cool. See what I got.
It's a free chance
Can't
for
blame the guy
momentum.
for trying.
Yeah, 1 momentum.
There you go. Yeah, she looks bad. There's a couple of cups of tea on her desk. Her hair is all matted and fucked up. Number of pads just strewn about.
She's actually, as she wakes up, she goes to fix her hair immediately, just smoothing that out. Yes. And it takes her eyes a second to focus. Like like you can visibly see her zone and then focus on Sarah. Sarah, yes. What's going on?
I have a report for you before I do that, can we drop rank for a second?
Certainly.
Sure, you look like shit.
I am fully aware. I can't sleep.
Can't sleep.
I keep seeing it. Different people. But I keep. And she puts her head, she's rubbing her eyes with her thumb and her forefinger, just going up to pinch the bridge of her nose and then going back out over and over.
Let's play a game with me. You want to know the game that we're gonna play?
What's that?
Is it Doctor?
Oh God.
I'm giving myself a determination for that.
Yeah, thank you. Using your telepathy, see if you can look through my eyes and see yourself from my perspective.
Okay. She closes her eyes and tries to do just that.
Give me... I believe we were doing control medicine for these things.
Technically, telepathy is insight medicine, but I can.
Okay,
I can
sorry.
maybe control.
No, it was the same roll either way, but insight medicine.
Yeah.
Insight medicine, difficulty 2.
If I'm allowing it to happen, can that reduce the difficulty?
That is reducing the difficulty. Kestra's
That's
fucked
making
up.
it possible. I
Yeah.
gotcha.
Difficulty 2, telepathic prowess as a focus.
Yep.
I give you momentum for a dice. A 1 for the money, a 2 for the show, a 3 to get it ready, and a go, go, go.
All right, 4 success, 1 float, and no, I haven't forgot about that float momentum. I'm just going to drop that in there now so we don't forget about it. All right, yeah. Kestra, you open your eyes, and first thing you focus on is the glass directly in front of them, and then through them to see you sitting there. Now, looking at you is something you've been doing every time you've closed your eyes for the last week.
Yes.
But you are disheveled. Your smock is screwed up. You would personally jack you up if you saw you like this. It's complete air of unprofessionalism. Nishizumi would have a field day.
Do I sense that she's done this or no?
As soon as
Yeah.
I see myself, like, unconsciously, even though my eyes are closed, you see me, like, fixing my smock and trying to at least... It's not even, like, consciously doing it, but just have it. Gotta look good, gotta look perfect, gotta be perfect all the time, all the time.
And Sarah, you feel this. You have complete control of your faculty still. You can sense her presence in you.
I sort of think to myself, think about if someone other than myself were to walk in and see this and understand that I am worried about you, both as me, myself, Sarah Mitchell, but as Lieutenant Mitchell, I'm also worried about it, which isn't something that should happen.
Right. I go back into myself and I rub my eyes, smooth out my hair, fix my smock. Okay.
Okay. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about that sort of thing, but given my limited knowledge of you, there's maybe a problem.
I'm suffering from the effects of extreme exhaustion in multiple areas. I will be able to hold it together until we get to deep space fortitude, simply because I have no other option.
Okay.
And thank you. Genuinely thank you.
Okay, Commander.
And at that point,
yeah.
I think instead of words, you just get... Sarah gets the impression of what she is thanking her for, which is everything, which is number one, being enough there to say, hey, get your fucking shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Without saying it, without being like that. For two, for everything, basically.
Mitchell accepts this, and you feel her switch immediately into professional. All right. I have a report
Lieutenant
for you.
Commander Kelly, chime or walk in, depending on what you would do in this situation, to give them an update on the engines. That you
Chime,
managed-
definitely.
Okay.
Enter?
Commander, Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Commander? What is it?
Update on the engines. I shaved 4 hours off our time.
Good.
Commander.
That's now, sir, I believe you had an update for us as well.
Yeah, Commander, I believe you'll want to hear this as well. We've learned a couple of things about the ship in question. It is an Orion vessel, which immediately struck us as well, especially Rokel struck as very serious. But from what we've learned in our databanks about the Aurora, what is the name of the ship?
Aurora's Veil.
The Aurora's Veil. It seems to be, from my estimation, it seems to be a Orion interceptor that's been changed into some sort of civilian freighter. I know that it is crewed by, Orions. The captain is a female Orion by the name of Duralu. Duralu appears to be. We didn't find anything on the record for her. Nothing. We didn't dive too deep in it. Crew complement of 20 normally on this ship. Doesn't appear to be outfitted for combat, like I mentioned. Appears to be some sort of freighter. This seems to be a genuine distress call. Jill hands you a data pad with the information on the comet and the upgrades that we made to the shields and to our navigation software to make up for the comet tail and, bracing our shields against that.
Nice work. We know what she was hauling?
According to the manifest, it appears to be normal fare. Nothing too.
So
nothing too
Livestock.
interesting.
you don't have their current manifest. As I said, you would have to have contacted the last station they went to. All you have is records of past transactions.
Can I, as I hear them talking about, that it's an Orion ship and that there's an Orion female as captain, can I just pull up on my desk computer the counter agent to Orion female pheromones?
Absolutely. Just give you that one for free.
Right.
My understanding Vulcans
we'll
are
have
immune
to-
to it, though.
I think about 60 cc's between the lot of us should do it. I'll need.
Well, that's if we need to get onto the ship. First thing is getting there, and even with the upgrades to the navigational array and the shields, it's going to be a bumpy ride to say the least. But I know the ETA we currently have.
Now that you've just heard that you've dropped 4 hours off, you're looking at about 3 hours to go.
I would say TA 2 3/4, 3 hours. I recommend once we get into the system, trying to maintain communications, and then if not, we'll go in there and get them. But I have, Commander.
Understood. I'd still like to whip up a batch of the counter agent to those pheromones in case we need to bring them on board our ship.
And can I ask a question here?
Certainly.
Anyone looked up how exactly a comet disabled an Orion interceptor?
Yes, I was curious about that as well.
This was mentioned something about the turbulence in the tail of the comet. Other than that, we know nothing.
No, we do.
The sensors probably got messed up, and did something to affect their
Because
navigation.
the body of the comet is made of gallicite.
Right.
Yeah. I relayed that information. Sorry.
Whoa, hold up. This comet is made of gallicite?
I'm sorry, how large of a comet are we talking exactly?
I quote the mass.
Yeah, you're looking at about a 5-kilometer comet. It's huge. Average kilometer is what?
5-kilometer celestial body made entirely of gallicite?
Not
Okay.
entirely.
I know.
So there are two words here that I think should be say tertiary concern Primary concern, lives. Secondary concern, save their ship. Tertiary concern, salvage rights on the Comet.
The what?
Salvage rights.
Oh, yes.
Well,
I don't know about salvage rights, but
Or at least a mining claim.
can I do, Kelly, how many vessels could be made with this much gallicite?
Well, that depends on the purity. Could be 50, could be
Assume
1,000.
80%.
80 per. I think that would meet our fleet year needs for a couple centuries.
Wow.
Commander, we don't use a lot of gallicite in a warp core. It's a pretty small component of a ship, mass-wise.
That's a fleet.
Yeah,
That's
it
another
is.
fleet.
That this is a very important thing, considering we're staring down. Well, we are now in a war with the Dominion. But first things first, we have to save those Orions.
First
If we have to
things first,
sacrifice the
Orion.
Comet to do it, fuck it.
Right.
I will get onto the helm, begin programming my calculations, and
Okay.
I will ping you once you are here.
I believe you came up here with the intent of adding one more advantage, but you guys couldn't decide on which one.
Oh, yes. Hearing one more thing. The shield modifications that I brought for you, we have two options. One of them is isolating our shields just from pure damage or trauma as we're going into the tail of the comet. The
Yes.
other one is strengthening our shields against the deleterious effect that gallicite has on our sensors.
Honestly, I think it would be, we need to focus on the gallicite. If it was a matter of avoiding damage, the Orion Interceptor would be far more able to do that than us. I think it was the gallicite that may have proved the problem.
Kelly looks
Clear.
insulted.
The Interceptor's
Didn't have
way
me as a
smaller.
pilot.
She's smaller, yeah, but she's far older. Her shields are a couple generations out of date.
Yeah, and I'm flying this ship.
Seriously, have some faith.
It's kind of what I'm about.
I was thinking dodging debris, you'd be much better off in a smaller ship. So if that was the problem,
Oh,
we're
so
already
you're insulting
fucked.
your girlfriend.
Nah, yeah, Commander Hagen, I think you're in the wrong side on this one. I'm gonna go with Mitchell
You
smiles.
insulted the person who fixes the ship and the person who flew it.
Kelly
In
pulls her
one
fist up for a
foul
fist bump.
Yeah. Lieutenant Mitchell does the fist bump.
If you're agreed, then focus on the damage.
Oh no, we'll focus on the gallicite.
What was that?
God.
Jar of
We
honey
all
shows
look
up.
over at the replicator at the same time.
A jar of honey appears in that replicator.
God, no.
You need to get out of this room. Everybody walk out slowly.
Agreed. Slowly and
We'll back out.
safely. We will
Oh.
back out.
All right, back down in the science lab, Lieutenant Mitchell shows up with the commander's decision.
so what's the word, Lieutenant?
That's Lieutenant Mitchell smiles. Rig the shields against interference from the gallicite. I will be at the helm preparing navigational arrays for the potential journey in. Questions?
No.
I do have a thing that I would like to do once everyone leaves my office.
My office, but go on.
Well, it's my office until you're fit for duty, so
Yeah. Yeah, we'll come back to you in a
Um,
sec.
there is a type of stimulant that is actually approved for Starfleet to use over a short term when dealing with extreme exhaustion. And the chief medical officer of the ship can prescribe it, which is her, I guess, because she's the highest ranking medical officer on the ship.
I think Starfleet Medical would have something to say about that.
Isn't this called coffee or caffeine stuff?
No, caffeine's not going to fix this. It's definitely not going to fix this. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Or Monster energy drink?
Yep.
Kester's gonna slam a can of 24th century Monster.
Yeah.
Crush the can on her forehead.
Hyper spray of Rockstar energy.
Now, Cortafin is not approved for more than like a use a week, but it is approved for a use a week. So that is what she's going to go with. It brings her to full wakefulness and alertness without impairing her judgment for short-term use. Long-term use, it can get very bad.
I like those meth pills that Germans would take during World War II.
Meth.
Similar.
So, Kestra, do you replicate this, or do you go down to sickbay?
I go to sickbay, and I tell Saral that I need this because I can't administer it to myself, because that is a violation.
Ah, fine. We'll do it the right way.
Fine.
He
If we gotta.
eyes you for a second. Very well, Doctor. Goes off and prepares your medication.
If I request more of this, do not give it to me.
Without question, Doctor.
Good.
I will relieve you of command if you request any more.
Thank you.
And he holds out the hyperspray to your neck.
Take it and get back to work.
As you go to walk to the door, he holds out a clean smock.
Now, my smock is clean. I may have slept in it,
It's okay,
but
it's wrinkled. This one's pressed. It's nice.
Clean. Okay, I trade out smocks. Thank you, Cyril.
Doctor?
It's the Vulcan version of, bitch, get a life.
Bitch, you seen yourself? Alright. We need some advantages. So, obviously you're going to get the advantage to the shields because you basically paid for it. However, Rokel, I would like a control security difficulty 0.
Okay. Alright, what kind of focuses would apply in this one?
Tactical systems, no.
Starfleet protocols, no. Alright.
No. If you had anything on, like, defensive capabilities or shields, but you don't.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything for shields. Alright, well, I'll just go ahead and roll then. So, 0, right? Difficulty 0?
Yeah, it's just difficulty 0.
Alright, well. You know what? I'll give you one threat. Just so I can have the bold. Just in case. I have no faith in myself.
Hey.
And I
I'll
guess
be right back.
there's...
Okay. So, on the Guan Yu's character sheet, you'll now see advantage versus tail and advantage versus Galasite. Obviously,
Cool.
one applies to piloting and one applies to sensors. I have an interesting way to implement the advantage versus tail.
Okay.
Well, that's all. I'll save it. It's not going to just change the difficulty. The advantage versus tail is going to give you 2 complete rerolls for free.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
The advantage versus tail is going to give you 2 complete rerolls as if you were spending determination.
So you mean by complete rerolls, you mean I can pick any dice from my pool and reroll
Yep.
them, right?
Correct.
Cool.
I thought that was more fun than just saying, less damage or whatever.
Oh, that's creative. I like that.
Yeah. Okay, we've got a ship to save. Changing scenes.
Let's do it.
Dropping out of warp in the system. You came in at the side. So you didn't come straight at its ass end, which is good. You actually have no sensors on any of those because you haven't found them yet. And I can still move them now that they're hidden. However, you do get the ping of the interceptor.
Is Commander Hagen back yet or no?
Commander
She's
Hagen would
nice,
naturally tell.
Where's the comet on this map? Do we see
So
the
The
comet?
big fiery
the
ball.
comet's down here. So all of the play-in space is in the tail.
Okay.
So obviously everything you're dealing with right now is relatively fine. Everything over here would be relatively fine.
Okay.
And yes, I know it shouldn't be burning up, but it was a sexy picture.
Fair enough. And we'll. All right. And can we just wait until the comet passes a little bit and then get in?
So
Get him out.
therein lies the problem. The ship is being pulled along in the tail.
Okay.
Well, you got here a little earlier than you expected. Kestra's down in sickbay getting the medications ready. So I believe Lieutenant Mitchell has the con while she makes her way up to you.
Right. Computer, red alert.
Someday I'll remember to hit the down arrow instead of 5 ups.
Lieutenant Mitchell to Commander Hagen. Just to let you know, we have dropped into the system. See the ship on sensors. Let's try to hail them.
There's no response.
Even open channel.
Open channel.
Um,
Communications are
this
open,
message.
Lieutenant.
This is
Hidden communication.
Hagen to the bridge.
The door opens as Kestra walks in.
Oh,
Stand up out of the chair and move to helm.
scan for escape pods. They said they had abandoned ship.
Ensign Woodyard, hit me up with that sexy control science difficulty 3 because of your advantage against the Gallicite.
Okay.
Sensor operations for a focus.
I'm going to difficulty 3. You said.
Difficulty 3.
I have not been doing well today, but I'm going to. No, I'm gonna use 1 momentum at least. No. How about 1 threat and 2? No. 2 threat and 1 momentum. Can we do that?
Yep.
To get
You can do
extra
that.
dice? Okay. And then it's control science.
Control science. You are controlling the hell out of those sensors. Assisted
Okay.
by the ship. Jack, you want to get the ship for me?
Got you covered.
Sensor science.
Sensor science. There you are, Guan Yu. Ship always has a focus.
Always has a focus. Not
Well,
today,
that's
it
just
don't.
unfortunate.
Alright.
Go ahead and re-roll that for technical expertise.
And,
Woodyard slams his
Candace-
fist against the ship and he's like, no,
No.
be better.
Percussive
Hey.
maintenance.
That's
Yeah.
more like
Difficulty
it.
reduced further due to the sensors.
That brought it down to 3. It was difficulty 5. Your advantage gave it to 1. Sorry, down
Okay,
1,
cool.
and then your advantage gave it to 3. Because fuck me. So
I will, from now on, I'll always assume that you have that marked in, so I will stop asking you.
it's all good. Okay, so we always ask because I might have forgotten. So 6 on the board on a difficulty 3 means you're sitting on 3 bloat plus your free obtain information. But let's give you the information you were scanning for. You scan 4 life pods in
Yes.
the everything.
Wait, I'm sorry. There are 4 life pods.
Correct.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant FOR, not FOUR.
No,
Sorry,
yeah, no.
Got it.
The number
there are
4.
Got it. Got it.
Which,
Okay.
based on your research, is the one less than the standard complement of escape pods for this type of vessel.
Okay. Are there life? Is there any life signs on the ship?
Okay. Using your free obtain information, the
Yes.
ship has no life signs on it.
Oh boy. Captain, I pick up 4 out of 5 lifeboats or escape pods in the space around the comet. That is 1 less than what is complemented on the ship. I do believe my sensors may be affected by the Galasite, so I'm going to recalibrate and try again.
You still have 3 float momentum. You can either use to obtain information or bank for later.
Let's
It's
bank
fine,
them for
the escape
later.
pods. It's fine, the escape pods, maybe?
Oh, I can't scan to find the escape. Can I do? I mean, the sensors already tell
Can
me
you-
where the escape pods are, correct? Not
So
the fact that
your broad spectrum scan is telling you a number. If you want to use obtain information to narrow that down.
Oh, to tell me where they are.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Let's go ahead and I want to try and use safe to. Let's go ahead and find out where the closest one is.
Just the closest
So
one.
let's use one.
Can we use the obtain information to find out where they all are?
You tell me what you want to do, and I'll tell you how we're moving forward.
Well, I would love to pinpoint all of the escape pods. I don't know how many obtain information that would be.
I like risk and reward. You use 1 obtain information to get up to 4. I'm going to roll a d4. If you spend 1 obtain information for each individual pod, it's going to cost you 4, but you'll get all 4.
Okay, well I only have 3.
You can
So-
spend.
You have 2 momentum banked, too.
You've got up to 5 momentum to spend right now. 1 obtain information will let you roll a d4, and if you get all 4, great. If you only get 2, I'm going to pick 2 at random, so on and so forth. Or you can spend 4 obtain information and get the location of all 4 pods.
Let's just spin the 4. I don't want to be. I
Don't
think
want to
that.
gamble.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be sitting here searching for this thing over and over again. It's just gonna, this way we can plan ahead. We can figure out which one's closest, and we can make it a strategy to get all of them.
All right.
And GM, remind me, transporter range is close range, correct?
It is close
Yourself?
range under normal circumstances. Galasite, however,
Galasite,
has a
this is,
scattering
the
effect
sensor.
on targeting beams.
Sensors
So-
affect shields. They affect transports. They affect
Extremely
lifetimes.
close if you're even going to risk it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but the effects are worse here than, say, here.
Correct.
Okay. Mitchell, do you think you can get us through the tail end of that comet?
I think I can do precisely that, Commander.
Visually, you see a number of large chunks. The rest are going to remain hidden.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Let me get to the place that I want to be in.
Can we make a sensor sweep to see
Nope.
if we can find any
We are
more rock?
we are entering combat.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get rid of these Romulans. Let me just delete that entire encounter. How many encounters am I running? Jesus Christ. Okay. This
I don't want to
is...
fight Romulans.
Yeah, we're not fighting Romulans. Unless... I'm using this... We're not legit combat. You guys get a turn, I get a turn, we do dick around. It's a rescue mission. But it's just a way to track to make sure people don't hog the spotlight. So, that last sensor sweep to find the 4 is your last free thing. Who would like to go first?
Somebody with the ship sheet open. How much power do we have?
Your ship is currently sitting at... I'm going to drop you down to 9 for warping here.
Okay, 9 power.
9 power. Full shields.
And then, correct me if I'm wrong, we get power
We spend
regenerates
2
every...
If we spent 2 power, we can roll 2 challenge die, and if we get, for every effect we get, we gain back a power. So we should roll 2 challenge die.
I remind you,
this
your
is-
engineer has a way to regenerate power as well.
This is just a quick question for our new con lady. Since she is the cons officer, can she move us 2 spaces?
I can do more than that, dude.
The reason I
was
suggest
saying
rolling the
there's other
challenge
stuff
die.
she can do.
Well, what I can do is, if we'd like, if you said to bring us into the tail of the comet, right? Over here?
Bring us through it to the other side.
Like
Bring us
over
through
here?
to the other side. Yes, I feel like we'll be able to access more of the escape pods that way. Because for some reason, they're all on the opposite side of where we are. I wonder what could have made that happen.
Okay, so there's 1, 2,
I didn't think
3.
you'd fly straight
So like
through.
right here? Here?
Yes, right there.
I would like to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 power to warp us there, please.
Okay. Yeah. You give me control. Let's go with Daring Con. Difficulty 4.
Bridge hands, brace for warp pulse.
Oh dear.
And yeah, we're gonna do this. Start with Daring Con. What?
Daring Con, difficulty 4, assisted by this ship's Structure Con.
Then is that being reduced for the advantage?
The advantage, remember what we talked about?
Yes.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we activated Sarah here,
He already did.
technically. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Doesn't she get a talent?
Yeah, he gave her helm ops. He gave her a
Oh,
focus
These are
instead.
focused.
Oh, actually,
okay.
you can't give her helm ops. Lower deckers can only have a maximum of 4 focuses.
Okay, so if that's
Yeah.
the case,
So her talent's
There is-
available.
there is a con feat that is really good. Let's see.
It might be.
Precision maneuvering. Reduces the difficulty of the task by 1 to a minimum of 0 when attempting a task that requires precise maneuvering or where there is a collision risk.
It requires con of 4. GM, is that okay if I take that?
Do you have a con of 4?
I believe I do.
She does. Yep, go ahead.
Let me add that to the sheet.
I was about to say she's your character, but next week she'll be my character. And I approve.
Precision maneuvering, and I'm gonna spell maneuvering the correct way. Precision maneuvering. All right. So that's a reduction in difficulty down to 3, if I could.
Yep.
I
I don't know, is
Then I'm
flying
sorry.
a warp pulse through a comet really precise?
think it's
Yes,
pretty precise.
very precise.
Right. Difficulty
Actually, I had
Yeah, that is not something you go into half cocked. You go into that whole cocked.
That's typically not something you go into.
And then would argue combat maneuvers as a focus. Warp pulses in combat are pretty frequent. Get the upper hand on people. Using this as a maneuvering technique is something that you would be trained for.
Well, I don't know. You're warping through solid objects. This is typically
He's
the
using
sort
the
of thing you
exact
angle
same
around.
argument I did with Sarah to use evasive for this exact thing. Go ahead. So fun when you do it.
Yeah, I know. It's so fun when I get to do stuff. So then I'll use a focus, and then if I could do 2 threat, 1 momentum for 4 die, please. I'm sorry, I'll just do 3 threat.
Oh,
This is pretty interesting. Okay. Darren Khan.
Daring Con.
I will reroll that 18. Okay.
Assisted by the ship. Structures Con.
I got the ship. I got the ship. I got the power. Structure con, you said?
Structure Con.
Was 1, 2, 3.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed.
4.
So, I'm gonna roll a d4. You don't make it where you want to go.
What?
Good. Oh wait, no, you dropped it down to a success 3. Yeah.
Huh.
No, yeah, you just make it, barely.
Here.
Yep. So go ahead and bring your token over there.
Well, that was terrifying. Good work. Right then.
Your shields are down to 14 as you had scraped a number of boulders.
Apologies, everybody. Bumpy ride here. I would just stay braced for the time being. And you see her fingers. She hits her elbow against something, and the display changes into a combat interface as her fingers begin just furiously typing.
As Sarah says the word brace, Edwards' seatbelt automatically latches with no one to hold.
I'm sitting in that chair.
Then you get held in, but only your seatbelt.
Down in engineering, Kelly looks up a moment, looks down at her readout, and goes, "That is the maneuver of someone who thinks an F-14 can take down an F-3.
Okay, I believe it is my turn.
And then I would actually like to swift task if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, do we have enough momentum for that?
You don't. You only have 1 momentum in the pool.
We have quick to action.
We had quick to action.
Ooh, that burns.
You have
Literally.
part of quick to action down in the morgue?
That took me a little bit, but I got it. That was nice.
But I mean, we can't really use that.
I'm sorry, how do you have 21 threat?
You people keep handing it to me. I just haven't spent any.
3. Okay. Find the arrival coordinates, and then that'll be the turn, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna step away for a moment.
Yep. On your view screen and on your sensors, you see something weird. The rocks start moving, like, towards each other, almost magnetically attracted, smashing off them, and then kind of careening in unpredictable ways. You see this escape pod on your sensor gets smoked by a rock and knocked off course. Well, course is a relative term here. And bopped up that way.
Okay.
That's my turn. Now,
Right
you're
then.
all very confused because you've studied comets. Woodyard, you're the most confused. Rocks do not do that.
I'm the least confused. Down in engineering.
Woodyard, examine the composition of those rocks.
Okay.
You're using your turn for Woodyard?
Yeah, sure. I don't got anything
Okay.
else to do.
Yeah, I go, okay, let's see what these things are made of.
Alright, nerd. Give me control science. Difficulty 4. Drop down to 3 because fuck me. Drop down to 2 because fuck you.
Okay. 2.
And drop down to 1 because you love us.
No.
I'm gonna use that last momentum, and I'm gonna go ahead and get 1 extra die, and then I'm going to see if, hopefully, because these are my 2 best skills, that I can get. I guess it's not 2 best, but it's close enough. Okay.
Woodyard. Woodyard.
Cross.
Woodyard. 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 Woodyard.
3 successes on a difficulty 2. Do you want to... You don't have a reroll. You're assisted by the ship. It's going to be sensor science.
I do have a reroll if I can, if I want.
Well, let's see what the ship does first.
Yeah, let's see what the ship does. Let's see.
What am I rolling?
You're rolling sensor science.
Sensors, science, focus, yes, 1 dice, here we go. Fuck yeah.
5 successes on the board. Do you want to re-roll anything, Woodyard?
I want to re-roll that 19.
19. Okay. Re-roll
You
it.
got the touch. You got the fun.
Alright.
Hey.
6 successes on the board on a difficulty 2, leaving you with floor float. Surprising no one, the main composition of these rocks is gallicite. There's a number of other smaller concentrations of things. But yeah, they appear to have broken off of the main body.
Okay.
How large are these rocks?
Some are the size of a small shuttle, some are the size of a scale 2. Some are smaller. They vary in size. I guarantee if I show them all, they'll all look exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Does gallicite interfere with tractor beam operations?
I already gave you that one for free a while ago.
You did.
Very much
you
so.
Did. You did. Okay, I did hear that. Okay. What else can I get some questions about? Well, I turned to the crew, to the bridge, and those rocks are pure 100, or pure gallicite, broken off from the main body.
Nope.
Trace elements. Do we know what we're doing next?
Pure
We need
with
to
trace,
pull one
with
of
trace elements means it's not pure.
Well, sorry.
Kelly just shows up on your monitor.
You're
Oh, he's
technically
watching.
right. Exactly. All of a sudden, from engineering, you're technically
Woodyard just jumps.
correct.
Ah.
Yes. So it's almost pure calcite, with just some trace elements. Any ideas?
We need to pull some of those escape pods out of the tail of the comet. Do you think you could compensate for the gallicite interference and lock onto that escape pod that's next to us?
It's going to be very difficult. The gallicite is interfering with transporters and locking systems, but I'll try. I
Well,
crack
you
my
won't,
knuckles.
because your turn is over.
Oh, there you go.
Can we spend 2 to keep the initiative?
Give me a second. So you've got 4 floating momentum. Is there anything you'd like to ask about the scan before we move on?
I
You have your
honestly-
1 free obtain as well.
Yeah, this is one of those occasions where Titan is much smarter than Trevor. So
Open to the floor.
So I'm asking if any of you guys have any ideas what to ask, because I have no idea.
What
Um,
those other trace elements are?
It would be water and ice. Water.
Yeah, the trace
nitrogen.
elements aren't as important. Or
Yeah,
else I would have a
I
list.
think we've already gotten iron and stuff like that. Is what we've said earlier.
Well, there's something fucky-wucky going on with this comet. We need to figure out what it is.
Is there gravity that's affecting it? Gravitational pull?
Oh yes, are there any? Yes, that's a good question.
Gravitic
Great
distortions is, I believe,
Are
the
there-
word we're looking
yeah.
for.
Are there any spatial distortions that are affecting the comet as it is right now? Any spatial anomalies or anything?
Okay,
Stop.
that's your free. And from what you can detect, no. The only gravity currently affecting this comet that would have any real effect on it is its own gravity. So, it's only 5k, so it's not that much.
Right. Oh boy. Okay.
Already determined that there are no life signs on the ship, correct?
Yes, I already determined that. I haven't scanned for that fifth. Oh, is the fifth? Oh, I don't know. This may not be unrelated to what I just did, but is the fifth? Do we know if the fifth? If I can detect the fifth life, fifth escape pod on board the ship still?
You were scanning the rocks, not the ship.
Got it. That's what I thought. Fair enough.
Is there a way to neutralize the Gallicite?
It's a rock. You'd have to figure out
Yes.
what's happening before you could figure out a way to neutralize it.
Okay, can we spend a momentum for an ask to like what am I looking for here? Figure out how this Gallicite is interacting this way, what's causing this strange interaction between the rocks.
Yes, you can. So, the rocks are, according to sensors, because it's happening sporadically and arbitrarily across them, are getting electrically charged plasma, which is then accelerating them by the comet's magnetic field, generating electric fields and currents that are like pulling them together like magnets and then smashing them off each other. You don't know why this is occurring, just that this is the cause.
Could we use what are the positive particles? Positrons?
In this case, yes.
Could we use a generalized positron pulse to neutralize the negative electrons that are causing this electrical interaction?
All right, that was your last
What
obtain.
What is the opposite of a positron? Is it a negatron?
It's an electron, which is a negative.
Electron.
Yeah,
Got it.
there's positrons, neutrons, and electrons.
Negatron
And this is the
sounds like a
Megatron.
transformer.
Damn you, Optimus Prime!
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Okay, your last obtained information. Yeah, you think you could, based on his sensor data, rig one of your many science beams to neutralize it. It would basically be a weapon to use against each individual rock.
Oh, so graviton particle
So I
beam,
couldn't
nothing
rig up,
like
say.
You're out of questions, my friend.
I am out of questions.
All right, and you have nothing to maintain. Do you have any minor actions that Woodyard would wish to do?
No, actually, no. Let me get hold on, let me check my list again. But I don't think so.
Is one of them relieve yourself?
Yeah, exactly. No.
Ah, forgot again.
I mean, if I relieve myself, I could aim, but that's about it. No, I'm passing.
Nice.
I'm passing.
Appreciate that.
I relieve myself over there. No, I'm passing on.
Okay. My turn. This escape pod is hit by one of the moving rocks. and shunted. You get to see the rock that hit it. Your turn. Woodyard had his turn, so we've got Lieutenant Commander Kelly, Rokel, and Commander Hagen.
I used my turn for Woodyard, so Woodyard still has his.
Oh, you use command.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Woodyard can still nerd it up as required.
We've scanned the escape pods before, right?
We have scanned that there are 4 of them. No one has asked to scan for life signs.
Yes, that's. I'm going to do a scan again because I want to be able to ask questions about the fifth escape pod.
Okay, you're taking your turn and you're scanning for a 5th escape pod on the ship that you were much closer to on the other side.
Oh.
Maybe we just focus on the 4 we can see, and then we look for the 5th.
Okay, well let's scan for life signs above the 4 that we already know of.
All right. Oh, you know the drill. We're going to take a control science, difficulty 4, down to 3, down to 2.
Well, I mean, okay. Add a threat.
Okay, start doing anything but scan. I can spend some.
Okay. Hold on. And it's number. It's number 2. It's 2.
He's still going on about relieving himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you ever had that dream when you
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's exactly it. How'd you know?
I don't know what the name of the. I'm just rolling. Darn it.
Just rolling. 2 successes on the board, assisted by the ship Sensor Science.
Sensor science? Coming on.
Sensor
gotcha.
Science.
You got it?
I got it. Sensor science, perform task, focus, roll 1 die.
All right, 3 successes on the board on difficulty 2 gives you 1 float, plus you free obtain information. So
I'm gonna re-roll that 15.
okay,
F me. F me.
yeah, cool.
That is.
What to do with that? I mean, I could take away an advantage with that. I could do that.
But you love us too much, right?
Holy crumble.
Don't know him well enough.
All right,
You don't
here's what's
wanna
going to happen.
do mean things to your friends, right?
You would think that is what I would be right now, but it's not. Titan, as you are scanning for life signs, and you get them. All 4 escape pods have life signs. 4, 3, 2, and 5 in the order of left to right there. I believe that's what I named them. Yeah, 3 in the first one, 4 in the second one, 2 in the one right next to you, and 5 in the one at the end of the tail. You get all excited for the information that you have acquired for your happy captain, as one of the rocks is attracted to your shield and smashes against the Guan Yu, doing 4 damage. Titan, give me a fitness security check as your console explodes.
Oh no!
Yeah, because you are literally a ball of hyperactive energy, you don't report from your chair. You turn up and stand to go tell the captain, exactly what you've got.
There is
and as you
only
take
one
a
of
step away, the console explodes and you take no damage. However, your shields are still down a bit. You just slowly turn at the smoking screen that you were sitting at not 2 seconds before.
Kestra touches her comm badge. Bridge to engineering, please send repair crews.
That'll be our 4th science station this week.
It's impressive. It's been an easy ride.
Yeah. Just use explosions.
Sorry, Captain.
It's alright. It's alright.
How is that his fault?
Move over to the auxiliary science station.
He just apologizes. He doesn't know what to do. His station just blew up.
Go over to the other one.
Kestra, one of your well-kept stray hairs falls in front of your face.
I tuck it back in place. Everything's fine. We're fine. We're good. Everything's great.
Do you have
And maybe
any
if I say it enough, I'll believe it.
Okay. And hilariously enough, so you got the 3. That's 1 float. Do you have your free obtain information plus the 1 to spend, and you got 1 on the fitness roll, which I just dropped into your momentum roll.
One good
So
question to ask would
I
be
lost my mouse.
if
Wait,
Where the fuck is my mouse? There it is. Oh god. Which button changes my DPI?
do we get to spin the ones from the roll, from the control science roll?
Yeah, so there's the 1 float from your control science,
Oh,
which
got it.
includes
Got
you've got
it.
your free,
Yes.
and then the 1 from the fitness is already in the pool.
I'm just gonna bank that one.
Okay, what do you want for your free obtain? Any other
My
questions?
free
you'd like to
obtain.
ask?
My free obtain.
the shuttles have their own propulsion system.
The life pods do. That's what you meant.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know what to ask. I'm at a loss.
Anyone else on the
For the
bridge? Feel free.
suggestion.
Would there be a way for us to use, would there be a way for us to transport not the people inside the life pods, but the entire life pod into the cargo bay?
Yeah,
Using
you
the
could
cargo
definitely do that.
transporters?
They're small enough to pull that off. Incredibly difficult roll considering the Galisite, but it is an option. You would have to be very much at extreme close range. And that's your 1.
Could can I use a bank momentum to ask a question, please?
Of course.
Hypothetically, would it be possible to overcharge the propulsion systems on that lift pod, steer it perpendicular to the comet's trail, and do a high intensity pulse to this one here, bring it out of its current square and into our square?
You would have to remote access and hack into an Orion escape pod. Do you have anyone on board the ship capable of performing such a feat?
Hey, Kelly.
I think we might.
I believe we do. I believe we do.
Your
This is the
search
bridge,
senses
Commander
are
Kelly.
tingling.
We have a job for you.
This
As
is
she
Commander
says
Kelly,
that,
Chief of Engineering, monitoring engineering. What's going on?
I think it's the GM's turn.
it is. I love it when I get turns. Not really, because
We
I'm
don't.
just doing the same. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. Who gets fucked today? You do.
Thanks. Aw.
I will let you know every time they're hit. I am reducing their shields.
Yeah, we're aware.
All right.
We gotta have some info before we can do this shit.
Fair point. It's your turn.
Kestra, not Kestra. Kelly, I would recommend you doing the thing that I proposed.
Yep. Okay, so Kelly is going to interface with the ship to use its communication systems to hack into an Orion escape pod's maneuvering systems.
What kind of energy transfer, like for communications, would that fall under?
Well, as escape pods, I assume they have all sorts of beacons, right?
Yes. What type of signal are you trying to use?
Subspace.
Well played.
We were gonna use signal flares.
A semaphore. I'm gonna go stand at a window with some flags.
What I hate is they did that in Picard. But I don't hate that they did it. It's just, it made sense. But my crew who didn't watch Picard did the same thing and they wanted to use the actual windows. And I'm like, fuck. Anyway, yeah, go ahead. That's obviously going to be a very much control engineering difficulty. So much. Let's go difficulty 4, complication range 3.
All right, hacker talent, or trait rather.
That's what dropped it to 4.
Okay, so I'm going to first things first. Computer expertise. I get a bonus to my pool.
Yep.
Second, cortical array. I'm getting assistance from the ship, so I can re-roll the ships.
Yep. I feel like
Third,
the GM
direct
did this
neural
just to make you
interface.
do this, so I have to feel his pain.
Direct neural interface. I'm attempting a task that involves or is assisted by a computer, gaining a bonus d20 to my die pool.
Yep.
Read the parenthetical statement in the talent again. It has to involve the computers.
It says, including the ship's computer system.
Oh.
Including but not limited to.
Mm-hmm.
We ran into this with Estro's talent. That's what I was remembering.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I am already at 4 dice. I would like to buy a 5th dice with threat.
Yeah. Just to have the reroll. The extra reroll.
Yep.
Plus 3 threat.
His dice are free. Wait, if he just gets free dice, it still costs 3?
Yeah.
Yes.
Haha!
It counts them as sort of being bought.
Yeah,
I just don't have
bought
to
for
pay
free.
for it.
Ah, I thought that only applied to values.
believe that's
I
called
love this game
stealing.
again.
Okay, so what was the complication range you said?
3. So, pretty much a success or a fail.
All right, here we
Yes.
go.
You can't possibly roll them.
I'm gonna re-roll that 17.
One.
Hey, Kelly, have we ever told you that we love you?
Now we hate you.
Amazing. All of it. Amazing.
I got greedy.
Entire thing.
I got greedy. That was my fault.
Yep. Alright,
I have
so,
a feeling.
But would you look at all that momentum I've got floating around to quash it with?
you have 2 left after the quash.
Yeah, maybe. Roll the ship.
Oh,
What
right,
was the
that thing.
difficulty on this task?
It was a difficulty 4. And then 2, I spent the 2 to quash, so he's got 2 float now, followed by the computers and engineering of the ship.
I can't believe that. Almost every fucking dice was a crit.
Technically, every die was a crit.
Of some fashion.
Okay, I will roll the ship.
That should be too fucking slow. Just kidding.
Alright, yeah, so you're at 3 float. So you wanted to remote in and aim and fire the thrusters of that one to bring it into your square.
We spent momentum to make this effect 2.
I'm sorry about
the-
being slow. I was
It's
away
okay.
from the computer for a second. Okay.
Sorry, what did you want?
Could we affect 2 escape pods using 2 momentum as an advantage?
I hate and like that. I'm thinking we let chance decide. If it doesn't go through, you don't spend.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Alright? Even, it works. Odd, it doesn't. If odd, it doesn't happen, you do not spend the threat. Or the momentum. Odd. You still have 3 float.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think, should I bank that momentum or use it to create a
I
an
think we
advantage
should
of
bank it
familiarity
so
with the
that we
Orion
can-
systems to make it easier to do that again?
I think we should bank it so that we can swift task, and you can do that to another one of them.
You've
Good
got 3
plan.
floats. You could do both.
We could do we could do the advantage, and we can have 2 left over.
And let's do that.
Okay.
Alright?
Now,
You have advantage, so if you try that again, it'll be a difficulty 3. Now, you are 1 square away. Every square you're further away increases the difficulty, but if you are 1 square away, it will be difficulty 3. Yes, I know how subspace works, but fuck you. I could hear your brain. Gotta keep it interesting. And so you've got 2 float, or I just dropped in the pool there. You wanted to spend 2 swift task.
Of course, we have to run into the only meteorite made of nth-dimensional gallicite.
okay. Now, if we move this escape pod here, would that put it safe enough away from the comet?
No, you can see the blue lines.
What a...
That way. And that way. Yeah.
Okay. Would this square be safe?
For now.
Okay.
As far as you know, there's nothing there.
It's just,
I've got invisible rocks everywhere.
I feel like we're tiptoeing around this situation.
I think you're just used to me GMing.
Well, Commander,
Yes.
why don't we open the cargo bay doors and just fly through the comet and scoop these things up?
Mitchell
Yeah,
hears
we
this
can
and
just
says, "Oh,
do that?
please."
We can put up a an arresting net across the cargo bay.
Sarah, do you think you can do that?
I would really love to try.
Well,
Lieutenant Mitchell,
we can't stay here forever. Make it so.
So then instead of two to Swift, you'll do 2 to. Actually, no, I've already went.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
going to
do-
be Rokel's turn.
but
Go ahead.
Maybe-
Maybe
lots of-
we do something to increase our shields so that we can survive a trip?
So you want me to do that?
Kelly hasn't said if he's going to swift task or not.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. If Kelly swift task, can Kelly do something?
I believe shield regeneration falls to security.
but what I can do
Oh, wait,
is
sorry, no.
maneuver these escape pods so that it we can maybe scoop 2 in 1 maneuver. If I can move this escape pod here, maybe Mitchell can maneuver us in 1 swooping maneuver to catch both escape pods.
I actually have a better idea.
Let's hear it.
Swift task, and use the impulse action. We can move long range and do that right now. It's gonna be
So-
harder.
Wouldn't Swift task, wouldn't Kelly be piloting?
Correct.
Kelly
Yeah.
would be piloting.
And Kelly would have to
Yeah,
override,
maybe
which
not.
is a minor as well.
Oh no.
Kelly, fantastic engineer. Pilot,
Are you kidding? She has 4 con.
And
Yeah,
not a single point has ever been used to circumvent social engagements.
4 con, and what is your daring?
So high.
Her daring is actually relatively high. Yeah, her daring is 11.
Her daring con is better than Mitchell's daring con. Be
Jeez,
clear.
so flip. Apparently, Kelly is a fantastic.
We need to hurry. We need to hurry up. We have a timer.
All right, let's go. I'll fucking do it.
Quick task. Then
Okay,
impulse.
you can't, as I mentioned.
Oh,
If you switch
right.
task, that's your minor. You need a minor to override.
We give you threat for an additional minor action.
I'll do it.
Only because I want this to
Like
work.
right fucking now. Let's go.
Okay. The override is going to obviously increase the difficulty of the task. However, oh wait, no, that's not how I did that. So, it's going to be difficulty 5. Up from 4. You are piloting the ship blind again. This time,
Time it's an impulse
through
burst. It's okay.
a fuck ton of gallicite rocks moving sporadically from engineering where you can't see.
Okay, so you know that holodeck
To hit.
program?
2 very small, sporadically moving circles with life signs on them. With the back of your ship. Because I'm fairly certain that's where the cargo bay door is.
So we're
Okay.
doing this in reverse.
Hear me out. You know that holodeck program that Kelly is always playing, Project Aces,
Yep.
Geodrift.
which is based on the Ace Combat games, and you know what Ace Combat games love? High-speed flights through canyons where a wrong move is insta-death. Let's fucking go!
You do bring a valid point. I will
With
let
that
you
in
cite your
mind-
focus of early 21st century military aircraft.
No way. Come on, Kyle. You're losing your edge.
Alright,
I'm doing it because it makes
Hey.
him sad.
Whose side are you on right now?
Is.
you've heard? Who dares wins!
Oh my God.
I am increasing the complication range
It's so
to 15. Whatever I have to spend to do that.
Okay.
Comp range is a max of 5, same as crit range.
Yeah,
You know
what I mean is I'm bringing it
haven't
up to
used
50.
This mission?
So-
I have not used my Starfleet citation for conspicuous gallantry. Oh, that's not the one I want. The Star
That's
Cross
the
is the
one
one
I
I want.
Yeah.
So, I will double my focus range for con to 8.
Okay.
And I am citing my value who dares wins.
Naturally.
And let's see. We have 2 momentum currently.
No, you spent it. I just haven't taken it away yet.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to buy up to my full suite of 5 dice with threat.
5 threat.
Okay, so the good crit is 1 to 8. The bad crit is 15 to 20. The success is what?
So complication range is 4 or 5.
Wait a minute, but a 15
5.
would be a success.
It can success and complicate.
That's wild.
I
A
know, it's right.
complication is not necessarily a failure. It's something bad happens. Like I'm not going to give you ideas.
This is gonna be really
Okay, 5 dice, a focus, using determination value. What was the complication range?
5th. So bring it up to 5.
All right, here we fucking go.
Jesus
Roll 2
Christ.
Okay.
Okay. Now, how many milestones do I have that I can spend to reroll?
Well,
dice.
actually,
They know. Kelly, you
Yes?
rolled too many dice.
Did I? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's. Oh, right. I forget that I need to put it to 4 if I'm doing a fucking thing.
So you're at 5 successes. We're going to make that 1 a 9. That 9 a 1. Wait, that wouldn't make sense.
Can we just re-roll it?
Re-roll it.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. Reroll the results.
All right. Using focus, using determination value, complication range 5. Let's go ahead and delete that. Rolling 4 dice. Here we go.
There you go.
Hey.
I'll
Okay.
fucking take it.
Assisted by the ship.
That's one
going
complication
to go
then?
with engines.
I told it complication range 5.
Yeah, there's one
If a-
complication
oh.
range there.
Yeah, if it's complication range 5, that means a 16 through 20 is a
Yes. Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So that 15 is
15's
concerningly close. But yeah. All right.
Assisted by the structure con.
I got it.
Structure con.
I got it.
Oh, okay.
8 successes on the board on a difficulty 5. We have 3 float.
Jesus Christ. I was scared.
Well, you should still be. Okay. I am going to spend 2 threat as this happens. So, you open the chosen cargo bay's doors. You create, very quickly apparently, some sort of electromagnetic buffering net system inside the cargo bay. And you scoop up the close one to quickly test your system. And then you Rigelian drift straight through a number of rocks. I have spent threat. I'm dropping your power by 2. That is not for the threat, that's just for doing things. The threat I have spent is dropping your shields as the giant rocks that I have in the way scrape. And you
Insert
scoop up
deja
the
vu
second
here.
one. I have been in this place before. Please move your token up to that one. I will move these 2 into our collected pile.
Hmm.
Deja vu.
As we're
I
scraping
have
by,
been in
I'm
this
saying
place
you're good.
before.
You're
Higher
good.
than anything.
You're good. You're good.
You took 2 shield per rock you just hit. And now that complication. Kelly, you're feeling great about yourself. You're
What
using
complication?
the one I paid for.
Oh, damn.
You're feeling great about yourself. You've just remoted into the Guan. You've taken command of it. You're sitting there in all of your Borg glory, doing all your little tricks. And when you open your eyes, you see those 2 little tendrils sticking out of your hand into the console.
He yanks her hand back because that shouldn't be there.
I believe it is my turn. I owe you 3 float, actually.
God damn it, stupid Borg shit riding on endorphins.
You, can we spend 2 momentum to have a sick guitar riff happen?
Can we spend no momentum for a sick guitar riff?
So, no. It is my turn. Unless you guys are going to swift or maintain. And actually, you can't swift. However, you have generated enough momentum to maintain if you felt so inclined.
We should maintain, and Rokel, please generate our shields.
That's actually an engineering task. It's modulating the shields at security. However, you're surrounded by a bunch of rocks that love you.
I can shoot them.
You can shoot them. Now,
But however, though, one quick question about that. Wait, okay, first off, is it my turn to go or no?
it will be your turn. They
Okay.
just swift task for you to shoot. Or
Okay.
else I am going to most likely move all of those rocks into your square.
Okay. So based off of the readings we have, is it possible to shoot these rocks without it splitting up into millions of pieces that would still harm us?
So
Because
it depends on
these
how you
crossbows
shoot it.
are pretty big, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're big, but not really. The big ones over here, obviously, that's like 5K. Each of these is no bigger than a couple of 100 kilometers. Sorry, wow, these things are fucking huge. No, a couple of 100 meters. They're only the biggest ones are the size of your ship,
Okay.
and they're further up because otherwise they would have been lost a long time ago. These ones are all relatively small, maybe 100, 150 meters apiece.
Okay. So these, if we were to shoot in small pieces, though they won't harm us really.
Not really.
All right then. So I will target the closest rock to us.
Galasite has sensor affecting bullshittery. So normally 2, it's going to be up and then down to 3
All right.
because of that advantage. Unless you want to free aim it.
I mean, free aiming it would be
Would
a
be
bit
harder,
more
but it'd be cooler.
You know what? Let's try free aiming. Let's just do that.
Difficulty 4. Especially
Uh,
as you're Rigelian drifting and turning your entire ship's ass. You'd have to sit there and keep the phaser, assuming you're shooting a phaser. Torpedoes are always an option.
Could we do a widespread torpedo to target more than one rock?
That's not how full spread works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't believe.
Technically, no, that is not how it works. However, we're not fighting normal enemy. If you want to do full spread, you can target 2.
Okay.
However, that target 2 will not include the one that is in your square.
All right. Well, let's first of all let's go and target the closest rock to us, the closest meteorite to us, and yeah. Well, I'll just go ahead and target that one. I'll go ahead and free him. Why not?
Right, difficulty 4.
He's doing adventure.
Actually, the reason it was difficult is because of the Galasite. So you lose your advantage on that. And then free aiming it makes it more difficult. So it's a 3 either way.
So
Yeah,
would it be
Galasite adds
more?
2. Yep.
And
So yeah, free
for the ship, it's
it's going to
Weapon
be
security.
weapon security.
weapon security. Okay.
So yeah, you're rolling daring security.
Gonna be riding this high all week.
I'm rolling control security or daring.
You're rolling daring security because you're free aiming. They're the same, I know, but
All right then. And what was the difficulty and stuff?
the difficulty is 3 because yeah, you're not using the sensors, so you don't gain the advantage or disadvantage of the Galasite. So you're just sitting at a nice happy 3.
Even if I was not to free aim, I would still be difficulty 3 then, right?
Correct. It just wouldn't be as
Okay.
cool. You'd be using control.
Fair enough. All right. So I'll just go ahead and do free aim, and yeah, I know. I guess I can't just say aim and take the minor action for that. Oh well. Starship Tactical Systems as a focus.
Yeah.
Okay. And alright, I'll give you 1 threat for bold. So there's definitely 3, right? We have 1 momentum on the board. You know what? Screw it. Let's go ahead and give
You actually have 4 momentum.
Okay.
There was
never
3
mind.
float that was never spent.
Never mind. I was gonna spend 4 dice to give us more momentum, but okay. Good. All right then. So go ahead and roll the 3 dice. I do have a reroll.
And the ship, please, as
But-
well.
I can.
Yeah.
also-
Hey, Kesha.
Can you hear me?
So
Yeah, we
I'm
can hear
gonna
you.
go ahead
Yep.
and re-roll.
Okay. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my determinations. So you just gave me 2,
I did.
and I
Which-
will go ahead and re-roll the entire pool. Sighting value, only prize in war is victory
Okay. I don't
because we
understand
did
how.
not succeed.
Ah, that's fair. That's
we go.
better.
That's
4
much
successes on the board. Rerolling the entire pool was sticking at
The
4.
Guan Yu does
One
not
float.
want to be a warship.
No, it does not. Despite our best
And-
efforts for 4 seasons.
better. I'm very mad at this damn ship.
So roll me my damage, please. Of the
To be
phaser
fair,
array.
this is the prototype of the Intrepid class. So
Has someone got the ship for that?
Kester, you want to hit
Ship was
the
already
ship
rolled.
phaser damage for me?
yep. Phaser damage. Here we go. Phaser array. Hey.
Yeah. Okay. So as as Kelly is Rigelian drifting through these rocks, you see one that is going to definitely end up in your cargo bay before the little escape pod, and you're just like, yeah, no, fuck that. And it splits in 2, moving left and right required, so Kelly can scoop up that last escape pod.
It's not just me that has the problem.
Didn't we gain 1 momentum from that roll?
I dropped it in your pool already. You're at 3.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now that one goes away. My turn. I've been rolling 1 per ship. Thank you for joining the line. And the Guan Yu is chosen. I'm dropping your power for the phaser shoot. And the Guan Yu is much bigger than my escape pod, so I'm not going to knock it around. However, this rock is basically has decided that you get to be this thing it magnets to, and comes and smashes against your shield. The entire ship rocks. I'm spending some threat. Everyone give me fitness security.
Oh dear.
It'll tell you what?
Yeah, difficulty 2.
I don't suppose
Those of you who are sitting, difficulty 1.
I don't suppose composure would count as a focus.
No, your ship's rocking. Actually, Kestra, you don't roll. My throwaway joke means you're
'cause I'm
seatbelted.
strapped in.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and roll then. I don't believe I have a focus for this unless hunting criminal investigations of martial arts will work.
No.
Martial
Well,
arts might
How do you
actually.
install these in all the seats?
Actually, yeah,
I
will
understand
martial
the
arts work?
issue.
Hear me out. Martial arts teaches you first and foremost how to break fall.
That is actually true. That's the very first thing you learn.
Okay. Focus for Raquel.
awesome. And I'll go ahead and give you. You know what? I'll give you 1 threat. Why not? For the bold.
I'll go ahead and steal a momentum here too.
I'll re-roll one of those 17s.
Oh.
Okay, I'm waiting for the reroll of the 17. Thank you.
Oh well. Anyway.
So Raquel, you're fine. You're standing there. Woodyard, Sarah, and Saoirse. For Woodyard, for Sarah, for Saoirse.
Christ. Jesus
Wow.
Christ!
I even decided I'd be nice and separate the dice in case one of them got a 4.
We could have it so that 4 is good.
We could have that. Commander Hagen, as you're thrown against the straps of Edwards' chair, which Kelly definitely installed as a joke, you hear an explosion from a console behind you and the crying of pain of Ensign Woodyard, and you see your beloved Lieutenant Mitchell thrown from her chair, hitting her right shoulder against that weird little handrail as she is thrown to the floor.
Mitchell, are you all right?
You should have dodged.
Report.
Can I spend 2 to avoid?
Actually, yeah. We do have we've got enough to float for one person to avoid.
Since everybody
Does
else
this
is
count as a
active,
separate mission? Than
Keep in mind,
the,
there's no actual injury. It was only 4 damage.
oh, never mind. Then
Yeah,
I will
it's
absolutely just take the damage.
Does this count as the same mission as Deo's?
I am counting this as the same mission that we played last week.
Okay.
Because we finished up when we stole the bird of prey. So.
All right.
Yeah, basically we haven't done a rep roll yet, so. Anyways, I'm also not the GM, so. Or am I? Okay. Yeah, so
You're the GM today.
definitely the GM today. Okay, cool. So just 4 stress across the board. Woodyard, you've lost another console. Saoirse, you were kind of standing there, panicking about
Another console?
Yeah.
Day.
And Sarah was thrown. Each of you taking 4 damage,
poor
despite
guy.
my best efforts to spread it out. It's your turn, and it's the top of the order.
Report. Is anyone injured?
Yeah, my shoulder's sprained, but I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm definitely
Yeah.
having Kelly install these straps
Raquel-
on everyone's seats. This is a
Raquel
great
is
idea.
just-
I don't know why these aren't standard.
Raquel's just laughing. He's like, ha 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 ha. You guys are fragile.
Oh my god.
And that's how
Mitchell
Raquel got
shoots-
written up.
Mitchell shoots a huge look of, okay, well, we'll settle this afterwards to,
He's just laughing at you.
yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Can I?
not
can I
now.
go, please?
Okay, Mitchell wants to take the first.
How much power do we have?
You are scraping the bottom of the barrel, my friend.
We definitely should have rolled 2d6 when we did the warp to see if we gained any of that power back.
But did we not
Because
do that?
we get that from improved warp drive. Anytime we
You
go to warp, we can roll those.
Didn't in the first warp, so roll me my 2d6.
Okay, so yeah, it's
Oh, no.
I would prefer actual challenge dice.
Yes,
I don't know.
that's what I'm going to look for
let's-
here.
Hit perform challenge.
Yep.
Unless a
Yeah.
4. Yeah, I don't actually know what a
4
4
is
is.
a 4 is an effect. So
Oh.
but-
Four is an
We'll go with
effect.
that. I will believe him. 2 effects.
Okay.
Means you
Two
get what, 2
effects,
power back? Okay,
Power
so you're
back,
up to
yeah.
4 power. So you're sitting at 4 power, 4 shields, and everyone took 4 damage. I love it. On a scale of 4 with a resistance of 4.
beautiful.
Is that resistance being factored into the damage we're getting to our shields?
No.
Well, I'm going to do a couple things. Number one, I would like to. I'm going to do a couple things. I would like to override my station to an engineering console, please.
Okay. Whatever you're about to do
And
is
then
going
we're gonna do a-
to increase difficulty.
And then I would like to do a generate power task.
1 generate power task coming up. Internal systems. Generate power. Power management. Daring or control engineering. Difficulty 3. You can succeed at cost.
Also, I don't think we
engineering.
rolled those 2d6 when we did the
You
warp
didn't-
pulse either, but
You said that you get it when you do the warp. We only done one warp pulse.
We
right,
did,
the other
but
one
you
was
the
impulse.
other one
see
was
it as an
impulse.
power for warping into the system.
You're
So
right.
technically, we spent
Technically,
4
you could have
points of
started
power
at
on
full
the warp.
power.
Yeah.
I'll take 2 more.
For challenge dice, yeah.
Got it.
The amount of power that we have is definitely going to determine what I'm going to do.
All right. You have 7 power. No, correction, 5 power.
5 power. I have 1, 2, 3. My engineering is not great, and I don't have a value, unfortunately, because I'm a silly person. I'm gonna do the thing that I'm good at first. So I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and warp to. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. We have
Are
5 power.
Are you sure?
Oh, he
Why
said
would-
the thing.
Why couldn't we go around?
What a good idea. Let's do that. So we're gonna do 1.
I have been moving invisible rocks around. Are you sure?
So 1, 2.
Can our sensors detect anything in front of us there?
You can see these 2 for sure.
Can we see anything there?
Not without actual active scanning.
Okay.
Unless you look for them or they get interacted in some way, they stay hidden.
1, 2. I'm just trying to figure out. Would it be better to go here? We have access to everything, or go here and try our impulse trick again.
I think we need to get through this as quickly as possible, because the more time we spend in this comet tail, the worse it gets.
Okay. So we'll do So I think we'll go here. That'll be 4 power. My count. So 1, 2, 3, 4 power. Less there. And
Bear
then I
in
have
mind-
precision. Mhm.
Bear in mind that rock. Anytime you guys enter a square with a rock, I am taking 2 shields.
Okay. 1,
I was
2,
gonna say, you know that one's there.
3, and 4.
Just warp in a circle. Like,
Oh,
I
just
will
warp in a
zigzag.
circle?
Like 1, 2, 3, 4. Get you to the same place without zigzag.
Okay.
All right,
do
let's see
that.
how many rocks you hit. Okay, I've taken the appropriate amount of shields, as nothing grazes because you left the trail for a bit.
Okay. And then so that's 4 power that I'm spending, and I believe I have a roll to do, right?
Yeah, you do. It's going to be Daring Con, difficulty 2, because you pulled yourself out and around.
Okay. And is that reduced with precision maneuvering as well?
Yes.
Daring con. Same thing again with combat maneuvers as the focus.
No. You had your one.
What do you mean? Evasive then?
The same thing.
I'm evading
Do
the
you-
common tail.
Where is Kip? Oh yeah, you've got evasive and combat. I'm fine.
Yes, and then I will 3 threat. And then 3 threat, daring con.
And what is the ship rolling?
Ship's going to be rolling structure con.
You're rolling the comp.
Is there a reason it's not engines con?
Doing some stuff real quick, and the ship needs to stay together.
The engines are fine. Kelly made sure of it.
No, I'm asking why wouldn't it be engines con if we're using the engines to move?
So it's more, I've always envisioned it as when you're doing fast maneuvers like this, the inertial dampeners doing their job, the ship not tearing itself apart.
Mm.
And our
Okay.
GM usually always uses structure con, so I tried to keep the... Anyways, we've got
Okay.
5 successes on the board with no complication. Can I get a structure con, please?
Mhm. Oh. I rolled the wrong thing. But it's a 4, so it doesn't matter.
Nope, does not matter. All right. So that means we've got...
But it
3
is a
float.
crit, so that's 2 successes.
We've got 4 float on the difficulty 3.
Okay.
So yeah, you continue the momentum that... I don't know how you people make momentum in space. I guess actually I'll do it, never mind. It's exactly how space works. And just carry on the momentum from the drift all the way up and around, while Rokel is free aiming at rocks that are nudging his shields. And you arrive with 4 float.
Okay.
Can we use momentum?
Bank as much of that as I can. And then I would like to sweat task, please.
Okay. Then you're down to 5, spending the 1 float.
I would, I'd like to do the override to an internal systems console.
Override is a minor task. The swift task gave you a second minor. Oh, you didn't. Never mind. Yeah. Swift task.
I didn't spend a minor before.
Yeah, no, I forgot that you didn't do the power generation.
So power generation, I can succeed at cost with that, correct?
You can succeed at cost, yes. You still have to roll it.
Control engineering.
That was 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you are hurting for power.
Control engineering. Okay. I'm
Control
gonna
or
attempt...
daring engineering.
I'm gonna do. This is definitely daring. I would just have to say, because I'm doing this without anybody telling me that I can. I'm gonna do combat maneuvers once again, just because in a combat situation, diverting power to managing your power is very important. And if I need more helm power, or the ship just needs more power in general, I would do that.
Okay, what?
Or I can tell you a focus of weapon systems, and I can say that I'm diverting power from weapons.
Yeah, Rokel, you see a drain on your weapons heading to, well, just everywhere. Go ahead and roll it.
I'm gonna go ahead and I need the momentum that we have. My target number is at 12, which isn't the greatest, but just need 2 successes. So I'm gonna, sorry to do this, but I'm gonna do 3 threat again. Focus. Go. That's exactly what I need, right?
3 successes on the board. It was a difficulty 3 because you were emoted in, which means you get your 2 power plus 1 for every momentum spent. Or is it 2 for every momentum spent?
Let me look at the exact thing.
I'm pulling it up here. Let's see. It is 1
Plus
per
1 power
momentum
per
spent.
momentum. Okay.
So,
And then, so where are we currently sitting at for power?
you're currently sitting at 1. You're up to 3.
The 3, and then
Then you'll
I
get
think
1
I'm
per
going
momentum.
to let's go ahead and because it's going to be your turn in a sec. I'm going to dump all 5 into power.
Alright, all 5 into power.
And that's what I do. That's my turn.
Okay, it is my turn. I am rolling for the amount of ships that I
Well,
have
everybody was okay
in
with
my
that.
area,
Right.
which is now 3. And then I'm rolling for that one. For direction. Guan Yu, Your lucky day.
Yay!
This one is knocked towards you.
Sweet.
As it's careening, I am spending 2 swift. I only have 2 ships now in my area of a.
It was a little coin.
That was cool.
Oh, come on!
Hey, I'm rolling dice for these numbers. That's how that one ended up next to you. I wasn't happy about it either.
I say
And
let's do our impulse maneuver again.
I am going to pay to maintain,
Oh no.
and I've still only got 2 ships to play with.
Oh, never mind.
I swift task. This one is hit again.
Same one.
Yep.
What's up?
Oh, sorry, no.
What?
He's now behind. This ship is number 1 now. I've been doing them left to right. And technically this one is more left than that one now. That ship is far too big to be pushed around, but it's not looking great. And I'm going to pay to Swift.
You can. Didn't you just Swift?
I paid to maintain. I paid to Swift on my one
You
turn,
also
paid to maintain my initiative. And now I'm paying to Swift a second time on my next turn. I can do that too.
So wait, we could have done that the whole time? Gone 3 times?
If you have the... I've only
the
technically
momentum.
gone twice. So think of my first... This guy was turn 1. Then I paid to do a Swift task and do a second action, hitting this guy. Then I paid to maintain the initiative to give myself another turn, hitting this guy. And then I Swift task, hitting this guy, because that's where the dice fell. I believe I'm above board on this one.
So,
Okay.
Woodyard. Oh wait, you have no... Did you go to another console?
I mean, yeah, but I mean that's a minor action, right?
Yeah, well, obviously I blew up 2 of your consoles. You're not
Right.
actually moving.
Right.
please don't tell me
I mean,
that
I'm
the
just
third
moving.
console's about to
I'm
blow
just
up.
moving
No.
down the.
As you
Down
run
the
to your
bridge.
new console after the last maneuver, you're getting some readings you recognize from the Aurora's Veil. Basically, structural integrity is lost. And if you are going to rescue the ship, it's going to be sooner rather than later.
Wait. Structure is lost above on back up. Structural integrity is lost aboard the Guan Yu?
The
Or-
Aurora Veil. No.
Aurora Veil. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I know how long until, or do I know by what percentage of structural integrity is left?
If it gets hit again, it's toast.
I got it.
That much percentage.
Got it.
And generally, when ships like this blow up, warp cores go too.
Got it. Got it.
Given
And we
how
need to
we're
be at
pretty
least-
close,
Yeah, we need to
we're
be
all
at
going to
least-
die.
Need to be at least some. Okay, Captain. We're losing structural integrity aboard the Aurora's Veil. If they take another hit from one of those rocks, it's game over.
Kelly, do you think you can get the ship outside of the comet's tail, like you did with the escape pods? Kelly?
Kelly
Sorry,
can't
I
come
was
to the
muted.
phone right now.
I was muted
I'm
because I was
sorry,
eating
Bill.
something crunchy. My bad.
Did you hear
What
me?
were we doing?
Oh, Kelly, can you access the Aurora's Veil
Aurora Veil's engines and move it outside of the comet's tail like you did with the escape pods?
I'd love to try.
I'd love to remind you it's got no power.
Yeah, but remote power transfers are a thing in Star Trek.
True, and the engines are broken, and the sensors are offline, and any number of things.
Can we tractor it then?
We do never get to use the tractor sound.
Then let's
We could
tractor it.
give it a go. I could try to find a tractor frequency that
Be a security roll,
isn't
right?
as
Tractor.
scattered by the Galisite.
It will be a security roll once they figure out how to do it.
Yeah, so leave the figuring out to me. By which I mean I would love to roll to create an advantage.
The advantage against Galisite's already created.
Oh, that applies to the tractor
Yeah.
beam?
That applies to just about anything you guys do against Galisite.
Oh, well then... I would love for this to be Rokel's problem.
Oh, jeez. How close do we have to be in order to use a tractor beam, though? Isn't tractor beam like really close range?
Reference, security of tactical, tractor beam, you need to be at close range. You need to be at 1 square over.
You could. So what you could do is, Rokel, is you could override, turn your security console into a Helms console. Use your task to maneuver us within medium range, which is probably not going to be that hard. Then swift task, if you generate enough momentum on that roll, you can then swift task and then override your console back into a security console, and then do the tractor beam.
That's a lot of ifs.
Yeah. I have to
Or-
generate enough momentum in order to do that, though.
We'll use a minor action to scan to figure out if there's even anybody on that ship, really.
Oh, you know there's nobody on it.
Oh, well then...
However, a warp core breach is probably going to fuck everything up right
Yeah,
now.
that's the warp core breach is going to kill us all if that were to happen to that thing.
I don't even
Then-
want to think of what the Galisite's going to do to that explosion.
Oh gosh.
Then I think Kelly pulls another shit whip. This time, doing it at impulse, swift task, and then warp us out. Would be my thing.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we could do that. Why not?
Go ahead and give your
Uh-oh.
command, Commander. Tell Kelly what you want
Look
her
at
to
the
do.
remaining escape pods and get us out of here. The Aurora's Veil is a lost cause.
Aye, Captain.
As you say, "Aye, Captain," you look at your hand.
Am I still connected to the ship?
Oh, I'm just reminding you of what went down.
I know.
Yep.
Believe me, I know. But,
Do we have any way of finding out if that is, like, injecting Borg nanites into the ship?
Sure, take your time right now. Head on down to engineering. Do a quick little
Yeah, anyway,
scientific
Kelly
study.
can know with her tricorder eye.
well, I think that would be an action.
Yeah,
One that
very
right
much
now
would.
she would prefer to spend on saving lives. So, Daring
Alright.
Khan?
So how did I guess you use your what did we do last time? You used your override, but all of your various bullshit.
And it's still overridden.
Oh, she pulled her hand away.
But that didn't stop the console override, did it?
It
It
shouldn't have.
technically didn't, so the override's good. The difficulty is still increased for the override task. You have advantage on versus the trail, which, if anyone was paying attention, is basically 2 free as if you paid determination rerolls of the pool when doing piloting tasks through the galaxy.
Can Kelly use a minor action to, like, do evasive maneuvers to reduce damage?
Does she have evasive maneuvers? It's a task.
I thought it was just a task, not a talent.
You tell me what you want to do. There's only so many things you can do in a turn, right? 1 minor, if you have the momentum, 1 swift. You don't have to pay to override because that's already taken care of. So right now you've got enough to do a minor and a normal.
We're definitely going to pick up the pods.
Yeah, they're working on the mechanics of it.
Yeah, so I believe picking up the pods would be my normal action.
Yeah, it's going to be the normal override piloting action, which is, of course, going to be Daring Con. Difficulty... What is it?
We're going to do the impulse task.
This is still difficulty 5, to pick up 2 floating escape pods. And he keeps yelling the word impulse.
Yes, I see it. And I keep trying to make him aware that we are doing exactly that.
So, impulse task, difficulty
do
5,
apologize.
to pick up both of those. Now I will remind you, if you enter any square with a rock, you are taking 2 damage.
Yeah. We can
And
take
then
2
units.
bonks. Can we get to this square without going through this square?
I will allow a diagonal.
Okay. So,
In any
minimum we're
direction
taking
but the one
2
you want
damage.
to go. No. Yep. So I will allow the diagonal into this one, and obviously then you want to grab him, and then you want to
Yeah,
get him
so
out.
minimum we're taking the 2 damage. Alright, so... I don't need to swift task to override, I believe we established.
Yep. Because you never did anything else yet, so you're still at con, and Sarah's at engineering.
Okay,
This is
so
my ship.
I am...
This is my ship when I'm not around. And Woodyard's broken 3, and my station is held by a Klingon. Kestra's strapped to my chair. Good times.
It's just how it be, okay? It is
Some people
just
don't
how
like
it be.
like how it is, but it do.
Okay, so... I can't think of anything I can actually do with my swift action. Can anyone?
Sorry. So...
Unless regenerating the shields is a swift
You're
action.
talking minor.
Or minor, yes.
Yeah.
Can I regen the shields with a minor, or is that a task?
It's a task.
That's a task.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's do this impulse maneuver first, and we can figure out the minor after.
Minor to prepare. Some tasks require prepare. This one, you're good and prepared. You
Okay.
were thrown. You could use your minor to stand.
Actually, am I still within arm's reach of the console?
You will be. When you use
Am
your
I,
minor to
from my
move.
place, within arm's reach of the console?
If you reach up, yeah.
Okay, then my minor action will be to re-interface with the console. I
Okay.
know the risk. I'll address that after.
Okay. Difficulty is all the way up to... Complication is all the way up to 16, by the way.
Okay, so comp range 5?
Yeah.
Okay, we have no momentum, so, let's see, Daring Con. Do I still get my focus?
I don't want to give it to you a second time. Once is cheeky.
Okay, then this is going to be very difficult.
It is.
I will buy 3 dice with threat.
GM, the substitute GM is mean.
Bullshit, he let me use my fucking aircraft focus on the Guan Yu. This GM's great.
I'm nice
I
at
have
the
not
beginning
had a
and
bad
mean at the
GM for
end.
this game. You're both amazing. Now let's go. Alright, so yeah, I'm buying 3 dice with
Yep.
threat.
Difficulty 5. Now I will remind you, once again, you have advantage versus Comet-Tail, which I deemed as 2 free complete rerolls, which have not been used.
Well, here we go.
It'll be the time.
And what's the Guan Yu rolling structures con again?
Owning all the structure con.
That is, uh-huh.
Use your free reroll to get rid of the time.
Yeah,
I can reroll just any number of the dice.
yeah, it would be re-rolling everything.
No, up to everything.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, up to everything? Then yeah, I'll re-roll the 1. Yes, please. Okay, yeah, that's happening. Yep, re-rolling that 20. That 20's being re-rolled right now.
That's one of your 2.
Hey!
That is 7 successes on a difficulty 5.
Thank God, you can actually switch task after this. Ugh.
I was worried we'd end up like splattering one of them across the windscreen or something.
Okay. And where are you going? Anywhere within long range. So that's 2 squares
Moving
away,
up
which
up
means you're going to
one
stop
escape
here.
pod.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
So you
To scoop up those 2 escape pods as we go.
Okay. As you scoop up this second, naturally, hopefully you told the crews who were trying to help the ones that you've already scooped to get the fuck
Oh yeah,
out
obviously.
of the way.
No, clear cargo bay for more entrance.
As you scrape multiple rocks, Rokel, you see the shields have gone offline.
Shit, that's a breach.
That is indeed a breach. Where is my breach table? Breach. Damage rules. I don't
Do
have
we
a
have
breach
any
table.
momentum from that?
Look at the Klingon table and ship combat.
Yeah.
Klingon book.
No, I thought I had the breach table prepared, and I don't.
You didn't have the breach table prepared for this?
I have the enemy breach tables. I expect more from the crew.
I could ignore 1 breach in exchange for a complication.
Done.
We're taking the breach.
Okay, he accepted the complication too quickly, so I think we should just take the breach.
Taking the breach.
Yeah, just take the breach.
Okay. Roll me a d20 and I'll find out what they mean. No. Shit. Give me that back.
Kelly, that's you.
Alright. Here we go.
We do not want structure. So pray for anything but structure. Engines would be really bad too. Okay, I think that might be engines.
Where the fuck is the breach table?
I would tell you, but I don't have my books.
Yeah, it's fair. But because you type breach, there's only 3 utterances of the word breach anywhere in this book. And none of them are accurate.
Let me get to my drive.
You know what? Fuck it. Just gonna make the call. I think it's engines too.
Well, hang on. Let me look. So don't get a breach in our engines. I'm like 75% sure it's engines, but let me just look into Klingons first. Reporting for battle, weapons and technology, conflict, personal combat, starship, combat, 182. Form on the stars, blah 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 blah.
Sensors, that one. Making an attack. Apologies, everybody. Breach table. Where is it? Oh, what the frick? Oh. I'm really upset. I'm so sorry, everybody. Did we roll? I found it. A 5,
Yeah,
right?
the roll's a 5.
It's an engine.
It's an engine.
In breach.
1 times engine breach coming up.
Oh no.
Fine.
It's totally fine. We just
Engine
need to.
systems suffer 1 or more breaches. It disrupts those functions temporarily. The ship loses 2 power immediately. Further, until the internal systems officer or someone in engineering performs the restore minor action, all tasks assisted by the ship's engines or which have power requirement increase both difficulty by 1. So,
No, it's not bad.
you move 1, 2, 3, power down, the 2 power for that. You have, however, scooped up the other 2 escape pods. You are sitting on 2 float.
Okay.
Get us out of here.
I would like to swift task
Swift task, you're at 0 float.
and move the ship out of the comet stream.
Yeah. Believe that's... You're just chugging along.
Maneuver action.
Yep, maneuver action. Go ahead, move your ship.
Okay, there we go. That's out of the stream, right?
More or less. Gets a little more spread out at the back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then we are out of danger. Right?
How big's the warp core breach?
It's close range, I believe.
Yeah.
Actually, let me look in the Klingon book.
I believe it is close range anywhere in that square with any number of Gallicite. Oh wait, I have warp core breach. That's definitely in my references.
Quick question: do we have cover?
Technically, you do have cover from the Gallicite rocks. The ones that have been scraping your shields for the last little bit. Here we go. There it is. Catastrophic damage, blah, 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 blah. The ship suffers loss of containment, and the reactors explode at any moment. Roll blah, 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 blah. It's not important. Close does X amount of damage at close range. And then add extra deltas based on scale. So, you've spent a swift task. That makes it my turn. I'm going to roll to see which ship in the stream I affect. That's the one. As the Aurora's Veil is hit by yet another rock and explodes, it pushes all of the rocks in various directions in a cascading event.
Oh boy.
Fortunately, any of the ones that could affect you do not.
Oh, God.
The dice were kind to you.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Get us
Because-
out of here.
1 is up, 2 is left, 3 is right, 4 was down. And they all went the other directions. Okay. It is your turn. You have no shields, but negligible power. I believe you were given an order, Sarah.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe she yelled, Sarah, get us out of here.
I don't believe I can go yet.
We are out of combat.
Okay.
As... Go ahead.
Yeah, I will, yeah, I guess I will make preparations to warp once we have sufficient power. And get us out of here.
Okay.
I,
Down in engineering.
look,
Sorry. I'm spending a
um,
bunch of threat. Kelly, you do the risk. You look down. And your hand has definitely got those two tendrils sticking out. And it is very, very difficult for you to remove your hand. You do, but it is one of the hardest things you have ever done.
Okay.
If this was a real TV show, as we warped away, the cascading event causes the comet to explode.
okay. Well, on the day's work.
Lieutenant Dune!
Yeah. Kelly, what's up?
You're in charge of engineering. I'm going into medical isolation. You scrub that console and look the system and scrub the system for any hints of Borg infiltration.
He blinks. Yes, ma'am.
And Kelly just like fucking hightails it to sick bay.
Down in sick bay, Kelly sprints in and takes the last of our 3 beds.
Where is our guests from
Like, I
those
actually-
pods? Are they still in the cargo bay?
They are still in the cargo bay as you're warping away.
Okay.
She's
Raquel,
the first
please-
thing she's going to say when she gets into sickbay is, "I need to be in quarantine."
Raquel,
okay,
please put together a security team to take care of our guests, make sure they have quarters. I'm going down to sick bay.
That's exactly what I was about to do.
So
So
Raquel
he'll-
heads down to the cargo bay as Kelly quarantines herself in sick bay with most of the command staff.
Well, I mean, she should be put into a quarantined field or something.
Oh yeah, I put the force field up. You heard me.
Yeah.
Raquel will have a little fire team of security officers, which is going to be usually about 3 people.
As Raquel walks in, you see the 4 escape pods. Quick head count gives you about 15. And one of the Orion women looks up and is kind of taken aback by a Klingon walking through, but then relaxes a bit when she sees the 2 security guards with you, both in Starfleet uniforms. Oh, thank you, Soak, for the rescue. I felt the explosion. I suppose we didn't save my ship.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry about that. We couldn't save your ship. However, there are 15 of you, and there were 20 of you on board, right? So where are
Unfortunately,
the other
not
5?
everyone survived the initial escape.
You have my sympathies.
Everyone who did get into the escape pods, though, did survive, so thank you again.
All right. Any injuries amongst you?
We're triaging now, and we'll escort them up to sickbay. I would believe if your security could help us, that'd be great.
Of course. Jenkins, go and help them out
Jenkins.
with triage.
Jenkins.
Okay, yeah. I'm just making up a name.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
Everybody knows Jenkins.
Yeah, we all have a Jenkins. Thank you, Mr. Jenkins.
You're welcome. Do you mind? You are the captain of the vessel, correct?
Correct.
Fine.
Captain Rassal. Definitely didn't change your name on the token.
Okay. Pleased to meet
Nassau.
you, Lares. But do you mind if I ask you where were you trying to head to from where you were coming from?
Well, frankly, that information is lost with my ship. However, we were attempting to get a sample of that asteroid to take back and claim mining rights. Originally, we were coming out here to find new trade opportunities. I believe the Federation made contact with Lormians. We were hoping to have a neutral party engage in business. We came across that asteroid. Well, the Latinum started ringing. Fortunately, you managed to scoop up enough while picking up our pods that I can afford another ship.
Good. Well, we are happy to be of assistance. But do you mind if I ask you another question about what was in your cargo bay? If you guys were carrying anything, I'm just curious.
Nothing of import. A few gross of self-stealing stem bolts, some Orion delicacies. No slaves, if that's what you're asking, Soak.
Do I detect any lies in this?
Give me insight, security, opposed.
Alright, criminal investigations, that's a focus.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Versus her presence command.
Alright, I'll use my determination. Proud and honorable?
Yeah. You've
Alright.
seen if she's proud and honorable.
Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and give you some threat for 4 dice, because 4 I'm capped at. Alright, so go ahead and roll.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and re-roll that 18. That 18 is a failure, right?
That 18 is not a failure. I did not increase the crit range. So,
Oh,
they're just
alright.
generic gas losses.
It is not a success.
It's not a
Or
success,
numbers.
but it's not a
Okay.
fail. It's not a crit fail.
Alright, so I will go ahead and re-roll that 18 then, because it's not a
Okay.
success.
Alright, 6 successes on the board. I'm going to spend to cite a value. I'm using a focus. And I am buying up.
Bad vibes.
Yep. She eyes you up and down, but you feel like everything she has told you so far has been the truth.
Okay. Very well. Very well. Okay, out of character. I'm sorry. How
That's
do you
fine.
pronounce her name?
I don't know.
Ralu Kusale.
Nasale.
Take your best. guess.
Ralu Nasale.
Okay, Rosale.
Yes.
All right.
Captain
Thank you very
Nasale.
much. Thank you very much, Captain Rosale. Because you know how the Federation is when it comes to their laws and regulations. I just want to make sure they were accommodated as well. But I can also escort you guys to your guest quarters if you
Thank you,
guys are
Soak.
ready to go.
We appreciate the
Even
help.
inside Federation territory?
We are not.
Well,
Oh,
Federation law
thought,
wouldn't fucking matter.
Oh, I
Nope.
thought that this was Federation space.
No.
Oh,
we
for
are,
sure
we are
not.
very
This
much
is-
still in the Shackleton.
This is yet to be colonized.
Are we in the Shackleton?
We're out in
Yep.
Shackleton heading back. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
oh my gosh. I am so sorry.
okay.
I
No,
thought
it's
we were
okay.
still
Don't
in
apologize,
Federation
it's
space.
No. So she actually took to what you mean. We're currently refugees on a Federation ship, which means Federation law stands.
Yeah,
So
your-
technically,
your
we are
question is
beholden
still
to
correct.
Federation law. Yeah. It
So
just
if they were,
doesn't extend
if you
outside the
found
ships.
information that they were transporting slaves or something, you would be like, okay.
Really, all we could have done was wag our finger at them.
Yeah, there's not like we can imprison them, but it's still against our law.
Oh, you got
Right.
us. These ones are free now, I guess. Shucks.
Right. Well, shucks.
Well, if they're on our ship, technically they are subject to Federation law because this is Federation property.
And
Yeah,
the
but-
moment you beamed us aboard, Captain, I renounced my slavery ways, and they were all freed.
Then you won't
Would
mind
you
if we're
look at
separated
that?
from you when we get where we're going.
Not at all. Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta know
so
when to
Sogra
cut
Cal
your
is
losses.
helping out with your cadre of Orions. Kestra, you get the report from Sorel that Kelly just sprinted into sickbay and quarantined herself. Half of your extended family is sitting in sickbay. Guess I don't need these tokens
Just
anymore.
one day. One day is all I ask, that I don't have most of the command staff in my sick bay. Just one day. That's all I want. What's going on, Kelly?
Well, when I did my bit of fancy flying there, I was using my neural interface just to better control the ship systems. When I looked down, I'd extended 2 nanotubes into the console.
Is the console isolated?
Yeah, I left orders with Lieutenant Dune to isolate the console and scrub it, and to check any of the rest of the ship systems for Borg infiltration.
Right then. Let me take a scan.
And with that, we're going to end it here so Kestra can go to bed.
Yay! Yay! God, I love this game. I love all of you so much.
Everyone, round of applause for our guest GM today.
Yay!
That was very, very
I'm
good.
plotting in a circle.
Oh, good. It's round. Oh, shit. One last thing, guys. I spend 13 threat. Woodyard?
Woodyard, you're banned.